Happy Friday! Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every single Friday where we do a live stream on a juicy topic and we blend our energies together and we are a part of each other's life in a healthy, fun, snarky kind of way. So welcome. Today we have a juicy reading, which is what are their regrets? So hello everybody. Okay, so we do have an anchor card today, which is the sword. The anchor card is not a choice if you're new here. It's just a base energy that's going into all of the piles. I love it here. Hello. All right, so that's the anchor card. I just feel like a lot of us are intuitive and we kind of read the cards together, and like I'm picking up on a general energy, but you're going to get intuitive messages too, and we kind of tweeze at what the truth is that you need for whatever your situation is. So that's the anchor card. And then we've got 3 piles as per usual. So pile number 1 is the flame. Pile number 2 is the ring. And pile number 3 is the poet. So I'll put those up there. So if you haven't already made your choice, now's a good time to do that. Or even if you had made your choice, this is a good time to just meditate and take this moment together to just have one full breath or allow your energy to calm and to just like lower down. I like to put my hands over my heart, but just let everything go fully silent there for a moment in time and drop your consciousness below your conscious awareness, below the part of you that has a name and a zip code and a social security number and a Best Buy membership, and just allow yourself to connect in there. And when you have that, then you can go ahead and bring yourself back up, open your eyes, and be drawn into whatever pile or multiple piles you're drawn into, keeping in mind that the way that you get drawn into your stack might be a clarifying message in and of itself. Moonchild said in a Mrs. Doubtfire voice, hello. All right. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do pile number 1, which is the flame. What an introduction. A little drum roll, please. Okay, already like my throat is going, so I feel like there's a throat chakra thing. So if you're wondering if this person regrets something, I feel like there could be something that's like hard to put into words, but I also feel like there's some kind of throat chakra clearing that's going on here, where I just saw from Hocus Pocus, you remember Billy, I think his name was, the zombie, and like he got up from like the grave and like he cut his mouth open and he had to cough up like all that dust before he could like curse that lady out. I don't think anybody's cursing anybody out here, or maybe, I don't know. But it's like some kind of throat chakra awakening, or I'm seeing like the throat chakra spinning in certain ways. So, oh yeah. And then I just looked down and saw the sword. So like the sword of truth. Thomas, thank you so much for the super chat. Starting us off early. Okay. So yeah, it's like maybe some of you are nervous even of like, well, what does this person regret? Because it could be that the truth came out in this situation. And maybe you're wondering if like somebody regrets the truth coming out. I feel like that actually might be the case, because I feel like I'm getting a strong spiritual vibe for what's going on here with this pile, with the flame. And for some of you, you might even feel like this was a false twin flame or something like that. Like I'm noticing like the static here. And I'm kind of getting, this is a message that's coming through like both sides of the coin here. And it feels almost like flimsy or half-hearted, the regrets here, because it feels like there's a spiritual process that's like unfolding and everybody has kind of like received the truth. And weirdly, it might like not have been spoken. So I feel like somebody here, okay, like I feel like somebody's kind of small energy and they're just kind of regretful that they didn't speak something here. And I don't know if it was the truth or if it was not the truth, but it feels like maybe somebody felt found out in the situation and they didn't like say anything and they're kind of like regretting that. I don't know. Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. Sending now before I have to pause you for stupid work. Kidding, sort of. Grateful Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, so getting into the regrets reading though, like I said, I feel like there's a spiritual situation that's unfolding. And okay, so on the one side, this is kind of the energy that we pick up on the channel a lot, where I feel like there was like, I want to say almost like a star seed or some kind of person here with like a dharma, maybe like with the flame energy or some kind of like beautiful light energy that felt trapped or isolated. And I think it was actually by another group of souls that each kind of played different positions on the field. And this is like behind the scenes. This is spiritually speaking. This is soul group kind of energy. But it feels like somebody here in almost like the wrong soul group and was kind of been like almost like held hostage by the soul group, but they were inappropriately mirroring certain things back to this particular soul. So I feel like there could have been a partner, there could have been, you know, a family here, there could have been a friend group. And it made this soul feel like very small or very isolated, but I feel like it actually sparked some kind of an awakening, like with the hermit energy here. So even though this was difficult and probably very, you know, traumatic even at times, I kind of feel like this soul that's coming through to me, they're showing me themselves in the hermit. They're just showing me that they wised up really quick. They're showing me that they needed to learn like how to be alone, how to trust themselves, how to go within. They learned so much from this. And I feel like this soul had a challenge where they needed to kind of turn the energy in their favor. It's kind of giving divine, like almost galactic warrior is what I'm getting. But I'm seeing the part in Mulan where she is like on the top of that roof with the Hun, you know, the main like bad guy who is like huge and like so much bigger, and he's got that like curvy janky looking sword pointing at her, and she uses some kind of like silk cloth or whatever, and she turns the handle and catches it, and then it's kind of they light the firework and everything. She's got her little sidekick friends of Mushu and the little cricket, you know, and I feel like that's what they needed to do. They needed to learn that they can turn this energy in some kind of way. It feels very samurai. There could be a link here to like maybe Chinese culture or Asian culture in general, that kind of martial arts kind of like energy, but this feels on a soul level. I'm hearing like I had to learn how to defend myself. I had to learn what my own truth was. And it's like they kind of recognize that they needed this. So in terms of regrets, you know, I think that there's this melancholic, like anything that I would have regretted, it would have been like not in truth. It would have been like the false energy of what I thought I had here that I didn't actually have here. And it was a tough learning that like I had to wake up to the truth of what was going on, but I'm glad that I did. And the other people that are involved in this, and you might think of these people kind of one at a time, so I feel like there's multiple people involved at different levels of this like isolating kind of experience of making somebody here feel alone or like not seen or not understood. Those people, I think, I'm hearing again in a very small voice, like I regret lying to you, but they don't really mean it. Like this person doesn't really mean it. They know that that's what they're supposed to say, kind of a thing. And I actually feel like this energy has turned, or it's in the process of turning, where each of these people are in some way mirroring the path that this original like flame person took. And so this is a healing energy. And I feel like them flipping the energy, it's like I'm seeing like water where all the ripples are kind of like flowing in towards this one person, and then they like reversed it. They put the game down, flip it, and reversed it. And then it just almost like a pole flip, you know, like the polar shift of the planet or something, where it changed the magnetic field. I don't know. I don't understand this. It changed the magnetism that was going on here. And I feel like their own magnetism was flowing out. So this person's kind of learning their own power, but it pushed the ripples back out like towards these other people. And I think each of them, I just heard the word condemned, like they're being condemned in their own way. And I think that they're also feeling like alone. I just heard spiteful. And so, it could be that now they're surrounded with people that are mirroring their own vitriol or their own lie or something. Like it's a very similar path to what this original person went through, but they need it as well. So it's hard to like have kind of deep regrets here. But I think as this, there's this like half truth kind of a thing here. And I think that's the ultimate regret, is like people here were not whole. Is why this like kind of played out. So I think eventually when this process is like done, people are going to have that regret. But I almost am like, do we even look into this? Because I feel like it would come from an unhealed place. Whatever the, okay, the world came out in reverse, and we've got the Ouroboros, which to me it's a symbol of paradox, because it's usually like the snake eating its own tail, but this looks like a dragon eating its own tail. Oh my gosh, this looks like the dragon from A Never-Ending Story. So I think that they're regretful. Somebody here's regretful that this cycle's over, and they don't want it to be over. And I think that's probably like the lower vibrational energies, but honestly, like it might be this like person who was singled out originally. They might be sad too, because it's like such a beautiful lie. You know, it was a beautiful lie. I recognize you were hurting me behind the scenes. I recognize that this was this like, you know, stormy gray, like whatever. and then I was being kind of shot at behind the scenes, but it was a beautiful story for a while. And I'm sad that that wasn't the truth. You know, it was, if it was the truth, it would have been so beautiful, but it's not the truth. But somebody here is sad that this is over, and they're sad that somebody here has found their temperance. If they're being really honest, they're sad that somebody here has found their temperance. And whoever this is, this always reminds me of that like Roman painting of like Venus. And so I feel like whoever this is that's found their temperance is this kind of like Venus goddess energy, and they found their temperance and they found their control point is what it feels like, their emotional control point. And they're looking really beautiful and they're looking really fine. And like they're just, yeah. And then the devil's mad. Look, the devil's mad. So this is kind of the nature of things is what I'm getting. Like you've got one person over here that's like, oh my gosh, I ended that cycle. And it was a cycle where they weren't being respected. And this person's just sad that it's over. But I feel like there's been a lot of people in this devil energy. Yeah, King of Wands. And they could have been masquerading as a king, as the King of Wands. Look, and somebody here didn't want to have to look closely. And I actually think that that applies to everybody in this situation. The person who was originally like isolated and ganged up on, but also I think it's now applying to the people that were in this group. They're kind of having to take a closer look at things because we've got this Cyclops energy where they're trying to piece together this sword and so they're not able to have that like depth perception. They're really angry and upset that they've got to take a closer look at things, at their own truth maybe, and at their own behavior and at somebody else possibly, because this is, yeah, the Two of Wands. And they're upset that somebody else hears that whoever got away from them is taking a closer look at their nature and their friend group, perhaps, because some of these people are just like weak and they hang out with bullies. And I've channeled a lot of messages here recently about that. And so, yeah, and they're just, somebody here is in denial that this cycle is over, and they want things to be at pause here, and they want to try to resurrect the situation, and they want to try to clear the air. But I really feel like this cycle is over because it's a cycle of lack. And somebody here has actually found their sanctuary, and then it's causing this moon energy to pop up over here for these other people. But I feel like it's weird to say these other people now because this has been broken up. I feel like in some way, shape, or form, the energy is breaking up within this group. And honestly, it was flimsy. This association of this group was flimsy to begin with. I feel like it was just very superficial, and they kind of ganged up together. They ganged up on this other person. And I'm hearing, there's a quote that says the easiest way of building a relationship is to create an other. And so I feel like this person like was an other, but everybody loved this person. This is weird, okay? Because I feel like that I'm seeing a wheel, like a wagon wheel in my mind, and there's like that inner spoke, and then there's all the connections that kind of go to the edge of the spoke. And so I feel like this person that was like isolated and bullied was kind of like this center of keeping this group together in some kind of way. But everybody here was like two-faced in some way, because I think that they loved this person, but they wanted to control this person because they kind of felt this person was better than them in some way. And if they ever woke up to that fact that they would realize the truth, they would cut away and leave. So I think that there was a lot of like bullshit and gossip behind the scenes. And everybody kind of dug their own grave with this person, where it was like, if you ever realize what I've said or what I've done. And so you have a group here that's kind of all lying about how they feel about this person. They all want next to this person. They want to be their partner. They want to be their best friend. They want to be associated with them. But they also want to compete with them and tear them down. It's like these people are torn in two, and they've got a lot of it's very scorpionic energy that's going on here. And Scorpio always shows a soul split in two. And so they need to rectify their own split, each of these souls. And that's what's creeped up on them here in the moon card. It's what they were trying to hide. And it's definitely like their own fears. But with this werewolf energy, I mean, a werewolf comes out at like a full moon, right? So I feel like these people can keep this under wraps for like most of the month, you know, and then just the full moon comes out, and then they just go howling off into the woods, you know, breaking free of their normal civilized clothes. And it feels like that's what it is. They can kind of keep it together for long periods of time, but then something about this has popped up. And I feel like they are actually, okay, this is where we're kind of getting to the real meat here, because I feel like for these people, actually, like, they're seeing this picture of themselves. Like, just pretend like this is a snapshot here. They're seeing that, and like those little hands that are coming up, like, no, like this is this person, this flame energy of like, oh my God, like, you know, and where did this come from? Like, because this secretive side to them, it just jumps up. It just, when the conditions are just right, like it just, and they are starting to see themselves like that. And this is what they're scared of, is getting this image of themselves of like, oh wait, that's me. That's me. that's me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's them. And they kind of have to deal with it. And maybe they need to keep themselves away from other people. Maybe they need to isolate, because every werewolf story I've ever heard is like, I have to go to the end of the cliffs for the next 3 days because you can't be around me. Like, no, you can't be around me. Like, it's all very like melancholy and dramatic. And that's kind of this moon energy too. So I feel like they're having to confront the fact that they're dangerous. And I feel like, actually, that's a sad part, and it's also like wounded their ego and wounded their pride, that they have to admit that they are a dangerous person to be around, and that if they do care about people, they'll keep themselves away from them until they get this moon energy sorted out, that they keep people trapped in like fears and delusions. So that's where this is going. This is headed towards this like healing crisis, and I just feel like this person was kind of a sacrificial lamb. They played that kind of scapegoat. That's what I'm getting. They made this person a scapegoat. And it's like literally a goat and a wolf, like kind of thing, you know, like a lamb to the slaughter is what I'm getting. And I think there's no avoiding that truth. And so I think, yeah, there's no speaking. Remember, I was getting that like weird throat chakra thing of they don't want to say it out loud, but like their energy, I'm just seeing them kind of just sad. Like they can't lie to themselves anymore about that. So I feel like there's a double-edged sword here. They're sad that their regret is that they can't lie to themselves. They cannot continue to lie to themselves and tell themselves that this thing is not an issue anymore. And I feel like that was the divine purpose of this connection, for both parties, because that's mirrored here on the other side for this person, where I think they would kind of see little hints of this and then they would tell themselves like, oh, that's not a big deal. But then whoever this like original victim was, like this scapegoat person, they always were the one that was like victimized. They would try to maybe rescue this person, help this person by being like, it's okay. Like, I still love you. Like after the abuse would happen or something, like, I still love you. Like, I still believe in you. And then it would end in this moment, like every single time. And so this person who got attacked, like they have karmas that they owe to themselves. And if they have children, or like dependents, little babies that are around them, they're not going to be able to handle this. Like if this is a parent that they, you know, and I there could have been something here like that, or it's just their own inner child. Like they had to recognize their own innocence here. So there's that kind of regret of for this person that was like attacked regularly by these people, and it was regularly. And I feel like some of these people would not like to see that because they know that they just pop off every once in a blue moon. But so does everybody else here, and there's like 8 people around, so it's pretty relentless. Like whatever was going on here, to keep this person trapped in a state of illusion and trapped in a state of fear in order to prop up these people's kind of like identities. And so this person who was like being attacked, they regret putting themselves through it. They regret not leaving sooner. They regret making excuses for this energy, because even if you want to help this energy, the way that you have to help them is you have to let them get their own consequences, and that's losing people. When they behave this way, they lose good people, they lose people that they love, and then that puts the impetus on them to actually do the inner work, which I feel like they are doing now, or they're kind of maybe even being forced to do now. Because without that, then they just continue feeding the cycle of fears and illusions, and then they create more victims. And I feel like that's what basically has been going on here. And I think that's the closer look that these other people are having to have of like, oh my God, I am your enabler. I thought that I was being nice. I think that's, somebody here regrets being their enabler. This was like the original, I feel like, scapegoat energy. But as they're leaving, other people are recognizing like, I thought I was being, oh, okay, this is it, where it's like, I feel like certain people here, like they can see each other's bullshit, these people, and they kind of feel bad. It's like a pitiable kind of energy. And they're like, I do pity you, but I realize that I shouldn't pity you because you're in the wrong and you actually need to correct this. And I recognize that what I'm doing is not loving. It's enabling bad behavior, and it's feeding a very negative force in a person that then goes out into the world, and this is the way it behaves. And with this moon, for some of it, this is like a family unit. This is a family curse that this family has put upon its community, basically. And they could possibly look very shiny, or they could look very elegant, or they could look very like, you know, the moon can be like this. I don't know. They could look very nurturing. They could look so I don't know, something like that. But really, it's a totally different thing behind the scenes. And maybe this is a family that like protects its own, is what I'm getting. Like protects its like loyalty. Like, well, we don't tell each other secrets or whatever. But it's like it's caused a lot of pain, and it's caused a lot of problems here. So yeah, they regret the lack here, and it's only in comparison. Look to this Queen of Pentacles. There's a comparison here to this. Like so. And funny enough, I feel like that's what they were trying to prevent the entire time. On a subconscious level here, they were trying to prevent this person from seeing that they're the Queen of Pentacles and that they have all this stuff, and that and seeing that where these people feel like they are in lack and that they actually need sanctuary here from this Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like this is kind of saving face. They need this Queen of Pentacles for some reason in order to, like, maybe, I don't know, like if this is a family thing, well, if this person leaves, the family all of a sudden doesn't look so perfect, does it? You know, and they can't hide that. But for others, like whoever this Queen of Pentacles is, wherever they, like, they could bring a lot of stability. They could bring, that might be karmically, I just heard. Yeah, that might be karmically. Like behind the scenes, something that people would just have a sense of. And so they try to take from this Queen of Pentacles and then not give her due, because again, they kind of know that they don't bring anything to the table. And I think it's uncomfortable for them to recognize that they're kind of at the whim of this person. Like, but this is a nice person, you know? Yeah. So they're just, okay. And these people are defensive about the past. So, it's not quite to the place of regret yet, because regret requires like a softness. And these people don't have that softness yet. They're still in that ego state of mind, ego defense mechanisms of being like in denial or having reaction formation, which is when you profess to have some kind of strong moral belief, but actually you are the thing that you're like, I'm super against that. But like, say it's cheating, like I'm super against cheating. Meanwhile, like you're the fucking cheater, and you do that to kind of protect your ego and to maintain your cover. And you lie to yourself about that. Well, it's not really that kind of goes back to denial, repression is another one. So they're still in that ego state of like this, but it cycles. It cycles where they kind of like can't help but see themselves in this energy. And especially because every time they do it and they're in that energy again, they can't hide from it like as much whenever it rears its ugly head, but they still are in a state of defense here about the past and about their past behavior as well, which I feel like was swamp-like. It was very low. It came from a place of shame. And somebody here could have seduced someone to start an argument. Or, yeah. And I mean, take that however it resonates. Because also it's the Six of Cups, which to me can be a kind of platonic energy. Yeah, it like can't be somebody here. Yeah. And this could even be platonically somebody seduced somebody, not because they actually wanted to be friends, but because they thought that it would start some kind of argument with this person who has really good karmas. And so, but it was all hidden. It was all strategy. And, okay, I'm hearing the song My Tears Ricochet by Taylor Swift, and I've been hearing it this whole time. But the whole thing, it kind of describes a funeral. And then like, look at this. This just came out with the cemetery, the RIP. Oh, and this is like Billy maybe as well. Where, yeah, this goblin, like whoever did this, like was trying to rebirth themselves in the ashes, and they got drunk on like the power of being reborn. Yeah, because they wanted to rival this Queen of Pentacles. This Queen of Wands wanted to rival this Queen of Pentacles, but she had to like dead something here. She had to end relationships, and did that because they knew that they wouldn't win here. Maybe this was over an Emperor. Yeah, somebody here is like nasty. But so they deaded this energy, but I'm getting Billy, he like had his mouth sewn shut. And so I feel like somebody here, they tried to end somebody in a way that they couldn't even speak. That's the throat chakra opening for the scapegoat, to where it's like, they could have told a lot of lies about this person or something, to where they couldn't even speak to like defend themselves, or people wouldn't believe them. There's a real turning like of a group against somebody here, with half truths and to disguise their own truth and things here. But then Billy cuts his mouth open, spits that up, and is like, you wench, or like whatever he says, like you firefly from hell, that kind of thing. Like finally gets to like say what he wants, and then is like trying to help the other people like get away. And so Billy has been kind of vilified, and you can tell that Billy wasn't maybe the most perfect person in the past, getting involved the way that he did, but he is not that, whatever that is. So yeah, I feel like there's that quality here, but this person is like, they killed this energy, and then they kind of keep going back to like, look, to see if it's like going to come back a lot, because they still like this energy, and they want this energy to like be subservient to them. Like whatever they ended, this beautiful Queen of Pentacles energy. And it's because they get drunk on the power of like, I have destroyed you. That's what they get drunk on that power, and I have replaced you is what I'm getting. I've replaced you. But they could never, these are two very different energies. Look at that. One of them, it's like, I don't know if that's fire or tentacles or something, but that is not going to subsist a community the way that does. Not at all. So this is like narc. And maybe everybody in this circle has this element to them, in some way or another. And they had a kind of vanity in terms of attaching themselves to these other people, because I get like this wheel was kind of kept together in dyads, like in couples, like behind the scenes, where they would kind of speak certain way, between themselves, but then present a different thing. So everybody here has kind of backed themselves in their own corner, where it's out what they are. It's out what they are. It's out that they're liars. It's out that they're two-faced. Oh, look, this is the angel. That always surprises me in this deck, that this is the angel and it's the 5 of swords. I feel like this angel really outgrew, rose above. I just heard Rosa Parks. So it could just be like, I am not moving. Like, this person, like this angel energy, like refused to move. And I feel like it could have, I just saw everybody like everybody was shocked, because they just expected this person to like take this kind of abuse. And then this person like actually rose up and found their own strength. And it's like a sword level strength, which is kind of tying in with that samurai energy of like, I've caught on to the game. It's like there's some kind of mental thing like, wait a second. Because I think this angel was willing to be conciliatory in these relationships because they believed it. When people were like, I didn't mean it, or when they would put their little lie on, or I'm never going to do it again, because these people can hold it together, I think, for quite a long period of time. And then but it always comes back around. But once this person realized it, once they got it, they cut themselves away and they changed their behavior, and they have a strength. Like whoever this angel is, like they recognize that they have a strength here. And that they get to basically like they get to like determine who they take care of, and like with this energy, and who they give their gifts to, and who they give they get to decide that. Once they realized that and gave themselves their own power, they rose above it. And so there's a certain order here that is changing. And I do think that these people are being asked to kind of stitch themselves back together. It's very animal brain what's going on with these people right now. And they want to like heal, and they want to go after this kind of star energy, but there's a lot that they have to learn. I think they really want to send a message here to somebody, but they're in the wrong energy. I feel like this person has a lot of spiritual protection, and it's because they finally know who they are. And look how I love this card so much. Like it just looks so peaceful and homey, like in there. And I feel like that's you. Or that's like whoever this like original scapegoat energy was, and they could be finding love. And where these people, because that Frankenstein energy is very like animalistic. It's very like, I don't know, me hungry. Like, I don't know. I don't think Frankenstein speaks in like complete sentences and stuff. It's like, but with the 2 of Cups, again, I feel like somebody here is like found their own. They found their people, or they found another person. They're actually being in reciprocal relationships. That's ultimately what this is. And I think that's what you're looking for. If you're here, you're like, or do they regret not giving me a reciprocal relationship? And unfortunately, they don't right now, because they're in a process of working through that. They regret losing you. They regret that their lie didn't hold through. They regret that they have to face this now, and that they have to take a closer look at the other people that are around them. Because if you left this trash ass situation, there's probably a reason, and maybe they don't want to be there. Because there was exactly one person that I feel like everybody here was feeding off of. And so without that feeding source, they can't feed on each other, because ain't nobody here producing a surplus of anything. So energetically anyways. So they regret that they have to take responsibility. I think they also regret possibly that they did not take responsibility in a timely fashion, because they're kind of feeling like they recognize that you were in the hermit energy, and that maybe you didn't see them clearly, and that maybe, what's their regret here? The Empress. They regret getting sucked into someone's bullshit here that now is seen in the light of day, and it's like judge them. So I feel like there was some kind of like false Empress here, and they could have married this person, or this person was like a terror. This person was like a nightmare in some way, and it was their lower nature that like tied them to this person. And it could have been over like drinks, partying. That's what I feel like this is, kind of not in their correct mind. And then that's when they betrayed you, and like became split and tried to catch you in their little net, and that's what caused you to be defensive. But these people don't regret doing like it's very unintelligent like energy, the way that they're looking at this. It's very low, it's very rudimentary in terms of, if you had a child in front of you and you're like, do you understand like what led to this? It's like they're giving you the right answers, but it's still because they're trying to be strategic. It's a child that's trying to figure out, what should I say to you so that I can go play outside, that kind of thing is what's coming through. It's not really like a deep understanding about the way in which that they have affected you. And I know that that's what you want, and I feel like that's where it's headed, but I kind of feel like you and these people will be very long gone from each other like possibly lifetimes long gone from each other when that finally occurs. And then who knows what the universe is going to do in terms of a healing situation. I don't know if you're going to get your healing from these people or if you're going to get it from somewhere else, a better group, a healthier group where you finally get that reciprocal relationship. I personally don't think that you have to experience karmas, like those reciprocal karmas, because everything is connected. Everything is God. Everything is one. So you realize, I think you needed to realize that you deserve a reciprocal relationship here, and you are going to get it. And you don't have to get it from these people. You can get it from healthier people that are ready when you are. The Lightheart Alchemist, thank you so much for the super chat. Out of here with your swamp-like energy. You are legendary, Jess. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. So this is, I feel like a cycle is very much ended here, because I'm kind of seeing this flame like open up the top of this and it kind of like melting open. I don't know. And so it's the illusions are over is what I'm getting. The illusions that kept you and like whoever else trapped, they're over. And the static and the confusion, it's over. Of like not clear but not clear communication is what I'm getting. Like where you think I feel like somebody here could be very skilled at this, where it's clear, it seems like they're making certain points, but actually they're not talking about the whole story because they're using specificity in like the wrong way, where they should be kind of talking about an entire situation. And they try to figure out what you are aware of. Because like I said, this wheel thing, it's like held together by like dyads. So they try to figure out what you know, and then they just speak very specifically to that, but they're not telling you ever like the whole truth. But this is over. This cycle is over. So the regret energy as of now, because it's still like, this is kind of new, it feels like very fresh, especially in like geologic time, you know, it's still very fresh. And so the regret is just like, dang, it's they're going through a grieving process of like, I'm sorry that's over, like I'm sad that's over. I've been in that cycle for so long. Whatever part these people played in keeping this cycle together, they just wish that they could keep playing that part. But they cannot. And I feel like that's because you grabbed the sword of truth and you just cut through. It's kind of, I'm seeing one of those like paper lantern things, and you just like cut through and you're like, really? Is this what we're all doing? Is this who we all are? Is this what we are? Okay, got it. You know? Yeah. Because somebody here was like weird and gross and trying to pretend to be your King of Pentacles. This is really giving like false twin flame. Yeah, and there was a betrayal here. And they feel like it blocked their success. So all of this is very egotistical still, is what I'm saying. Like these people, you leaving has broken the cycle, but it hasn't like leveled people up overnight. And I think it's still unknown what each of these people are going to do in this space, because they could just try, you know, I'm seeing the scene at the end of Mean Girls where Gretchen Wieners, she just joins another little clique. Like everybody else kind of like moves on, but she joins like another little queen bee, and you can see that she's still got the like, they're still like, you know, talking shit or whatever, like, you know, it's still that kind of energy. So I feel like it's still unknown what these people are going to do in this space, because it is still very fresh. Who knows if they're going to go through a grieving process. I feel like a lot of these people need help for their issues. Like they have to drag their shadow out into the light of day. I just heard sunlight is the best disinfectant. So they have to drag their shadow out into the light of day. They have to own that this is who they are totally and completely. They have to own that they're a very slick speaker, these people. And I feel like that's part of it. That's part of why they can't actually, it feels like the sword has turned on these people, because I think that they're good communicators, like they're skillful communicators in like the lying. But that's exactly why they can't fix the situation. Because if they were less skilled at communicating and they actually came to you and they were like, then possibly you would believe their words. But these people, they're so slick. They're so believable. I feel like you've believed them before, that they could be genuine, but you would never believe them because they're just so slick with their words, and you're just kind of like, no, I'm not believing it again. And so it's funny because it kind of like they shot themselves in the foot, because they're just so, you recognize that these are smooth operators. These people are very slick with their language, and that you have to actually look at the patterns here, and that they've given you basically no choice other than to cut away from them. And I feel like for a lot of you, that you're recognizing that that is your spiritual path, and you're moving on. And I'm seeing the Nine of Swords from another deck, where she's like in a castle and she's feeling like very anxious, and she's looking at all these like paperworks around her, and she's feeling very anxious. And the little daggers on the wall are all pointing to the sun, like out the window. But the castle in the Kim Kranz deck is like a fantasy. It's an illusion. So you were trapped in this like fantasy and an illusion here. And the castle, it's like family energy, or maybe you thought that this was like your forever energy or something. And you're realizing that you're going over and over things in your mind. And I think you have figured out a lot here. And I think you needed that to cut through the illusion for sure. And you needed to, you needed to really take up this sword of truth. And I don't think it's in your nature. I think you're very intelligent, but I don't think it's in your nature to kind of just like start cutting away at things, because it's like kind of ruthless. And I think that you were delicate. I think that you were tender with the sword in the past. because you didn't want to hurt these people who were just hurting you constantly. And so you just finally cut all of that away, and now their bullshit is their own. And again, I'm seeing from Nightmare Before Christmas, like the Oogie Boogie Man that lives under the bed, the monster under the bed that's just like with the bugs and like started to unravel. Something here just started to unravel. You pulled on a thread and it just started to unravel. And all this like truth came out. And oh, I'm hearing that Jason Derulo song. It's like, and when the truth came in, the truth came out, I just didn't know what to do. These people are like, and then I tried to lie, but then I realized that I couldn't lie because there was so much egg on my face. And you were just like, oh my gosh, like, and you didn't turn away from it, and you deserve all the credit in the world for that. And so Spirit is just saying, exit this castle. That's where your sun energy is. I feel like you've got a beautiful adventure, and you've got the sun. Again, sunlight's the best disinfectant. So I feel like you're going to get it off of you because the sun is like calling you, come over here, get some healing, sunlight is the best disinfectant. We're going to get it all out in the open so that it's cleansed once and for all, and you're done with this cycle. And don't worry about those people because, and I think you may have remnants of this trauma because I feel like trust is going to be a big issue here where you're like, I think you're going to go somewhere else and you're going to meet new people, but your energy has changed. If you go through a period, because again, I'm seeing the castle over here and the sun over here, and you got to walk over to the sun. So I think there will be a period where you are alone, and it's because you're changing your energy, you're grieving, and that's because you're going to have this fear, this trauma that's in your like energy, that's in your auric field. Of having these kind of people around you that you can't trust. So trust the process. This is what people mean. So Spirit is having you go through like a time where you're alone. And then when you finally get over here to this like Mecca, whatever this sun energy is, and like the disinfectant, the sun's like on you the whole way is what I'm getting. It's disinfecting you. It's slow. You're kind of alone. You're processing through things. And that's so when you get over here and you start meeting new friends and making new people, it's from an entirely different level of consciousness. You're not the same person that was like kind of afraid of the truth because the truth hurts is what I'm getting. These people weaponize that against you because you're such a that's what I think this actually is that you're such a kind person that you never want to hurt people. But the truth hurts sometimes. And I feel like that's what you've learned here is that if it can be destroyed by the truth, then it should be. And so you're not the same person who's going to like hide your truth or allow someone else to hide their truth and not call it out because you're scared that it's going to hurt them. If they're going to sit here and lie to you, they're trying to hurt you. And so they're the one that decided there was going to be hurt in this situation. You're just saying, okay, you decided that, then you get to be the one that hurts. I'm not going to be the one that hurts. And I just have that you're going to have this gut sense. You're going to listen to that more. This is also a group, like you're very smart and you're very intuitive, and you would have shut down that gut sense because you didn't want to call somebody out and just be like, you're clearly lying. You're clearly lying. And also I don't approve of what you've done here. And like, I'm always the one that's thrown under the bus because I'm sweet. And so you should really have been more afraid of me is what I'm hearing. You really should have been more afraid of me because I'm the one with the cojones. You're the one that actually rose up and ended this situation, Rosa, is what I'm hearing. And so they now feel like their victory is blocked off, and you have a lot of protection from Spirit. And I think that you have an actual contract coming in here with a King of Pentacles. And it's going to help you compare. Oh my gosh, I just saw the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. The same way that I saw the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. It's going to help you compare and contrast these two energies of what is an actual King of Pentacles. Because I feel like you were just around posers in the past. That's what I'm getting. And that's the thing that's ultimately hurt you, is that you were around posers, brick facade, and not actual brick that is load bearing. And so you're going to actually get to be around brick that is load bearing because you yourself are a load bearing brick. And it's pointing you to the truth of some kind of King of Wands. This to me looks like false twin energy, and it's going through a period of judgment. So the regrets are just going to start to unfold. But I honestly think that these people should have a lot of regrets about themselves and their own behavior and the way that they operate, because these are people also that have hurt multiple people by this, or this group has hurt multiple people by this. And so there's this judgment energy where I feel like secrets are going to start to come out, and yeah, it may well even be that something that you do or become or whatever, it's like actually alerting people. It's actually warning people of like exactly what's going on over there in some way. Yeah, this energy is turning around on these devil energies while you're comfortable. And so I feel like the regrets, again, these people can only process the regrets through an ego lens because their ego's not dead yet. It hasn't died. And I feel like that's actually detrimental. Like these people would resist an ego death. And then it would just be an ego bruise. And I think that is when you get like a super germ, like that's when they are more of like a pest. and they just get better at their strategy, and they actually feel betrayed because you called them out, and then they felt entitled to the things. They're like, you don't know how much work I put in to getting to where I was. And what they mean by you don't know how much work I put in is the work that I put in to manipulating others. And you're like, it's literally a waste of time because you're the saboteur. That is a waste of time, and that's on you. You had a sunken cost fallacy. And apparently you're going to build it again. Some of these people are going to build some kind of tower again. And I also think that they are trying to be a karmic enemy to you, but you have closed this cycle. And so I really don't think, I'm seeing you build something here in the center, and just like the spiritual energy is just pushing these people further and further, like to the outskirts of your energy. Like they can't get anywhere near you now because you've closed this chapter, and that's the power that you have. And these people were always afraid of you finding your power and realizing that you don't have to collude with this energy. I feel like in some way you were colluding with this energy because you didn't want to call them out, and you didn't want to alert people possibly to the truth. And I feel like that's your karma in this situation, and you've done that. And I feel like you regret not doing it sooner. So I think I'm going to leave that there. That is the regrets in this situation. They're still being processed through, and they will continue to shift and change depending on the way that these people meet this current energy right now. But I feel like you're moving on from that. So that was pile number 1. All right. Compassion. They did build a tower, and but this is the kind of person too, when they build a tower, they literally think that manipulating people to siphon off of them is hard work. And they're like, that's what I built. That was mine, when really they're just a thief. And they don't understand the difference, because I'm sure it did cost them some kind of energy, but they were just taking from other people. Nice. All right, so let us move on here. I'll just go ahead and put these piles up in case you're joining us. We just did pile number 1. Compassion again. I'll do my little rose spritzer. Get my lip gloss, and then we'll move on. Happy weekend. Oh my gosh, Buttercup said LMAO. He thought he was hustling or something. That's exactly the energy that I'm getting. It's like, I'm such a hustler. All right. Moving on here to pile number 2, the ring. All right, Spirit. What? Okay. This person may regret a marriage. I just looked down in my Shakti power thing, and I saw the growth card. So I feel like they regret that they did not grow, possibly like out. I feel like this person could regret a marriage here. And they feel like maybe they went back to an ex or something. They don't want to think about it. Oh my gosh. It's very argumentative, whatever the situation is, very much so. And they could have like yeeted out of a situation with you. And if that's the case, then they regret that, because I think you have very good karmas. I think this person raised their vibration to meet you in some kind of energetic space. And then, I don't know, it's like something happened. Maybe there was an argument between the two of you or something, and this person ran away from that. They like yeeted out the back door, and they ran towards this like 8 of Wands energy. So they could have sent someone a message like after you guys had an argument. I just heard for some of you, maybe you didn't even realize you were having an argument because this person, I don't know, just ghosted or something. Or they responded to a message and they like went out partying or something like that, and they were very cold in their heart space, and they were acting like they were sitting on their throne like this, like in the Queen of Pentacles energy, but actually it was this kind of just very cold, I don't want to think about it. And they realized that they should have offered you this Ace of Pentacles, this kind of like new situation, and they should have like put in the work. I'm really getting that they should have put in the work. And so for some, I feel like this person went back to an old situation that they had already gotten themselves out of in some way, shape, or form with this like 10 of Pentacles. And it might have even been with their family. Their family could have pulled this back in, or this is somebody that they had some kind of family with. Yeah, they feel like this changed their fate lines here because they had like a really good situation, but they didn't recognize that they had actually elevated their energy when they left this person, or they left this certain argumentative, like really crazy situation. And this person feels like they're undergoing some kind of judgment where there is some kind of secrets that are coming out, possibly about their behavior, because I feel like there was an argument here between the two of you, and you kind of felt like you didn't know where it came from, like out the blue, you know, kind of thing, or you didn't know why you were having it, or you didn't know why this person behaved the way that they did in that argument. And it's because this person was like being very strategic. And there could have been something here that was like an accident. I don't know. Let me just see. Lovers. Okay, like accidentally they met you, and I feel like you guys were like the lovers is kind of what I'm getting. And then it made this person feel like in the moon energy. Why? Because it actually scared this person. And it brought up actually a bunch of their shit, but I don't feel like this person was speaking this out loud to you. It brought up a bunch of their like shit, and they were supposed to like go to hermit mode. So maybe something happened between the two of you, and spirit basically separated you so that this person could do the work and get themselves under control so that they could continue the elevation that they already started and then be able to bring themselves back to you a full person, or have some kind of conversation in like an open, honest, emotional way that they needed to have it. But instead, I feel like this person just was like very impulsive, sent some kind of message, responded to some kind of message, something here like that. And so, yeah, when they met you and it was this lover situation, then they felt like, oh shit, like things need to change here. And maybe they felt like they had certain seeds planted in their life. And I don't even think this was necessarily with somebody else. It's like a certain way that they thought their life was going to go or something. And they were like, well, shit, maybe I don't want that actually. Because they had this little tree here that was growing, but I'm kind of getting that they realized that it was, the roots were like poisoned or something. And they needed to be more reciprocal, or they needed to pay somebody for something to have options. I don't know, or pay somebody something, I don't know, to get away from something. So this could even just be like putting a deposit down in an apartment or something. And maybe they were just like thinking about that. Like they're kind of, I don't know, realizing that. So this person is like really regretting that. Even though they understand that this marriage, whatever this is, was creating some kind of portal for them to, they chose a really hard way. They have to go like through this again, you know? There could have been something here that was very schmegdual as well, but it was cold as well. Cold and hard. Like I'm just getting this metal energy. It's like cold, hard metal. And I'm seeing like the Eros card where again, it's all black and white. This is like not filled in. Something here is like really not filled in. So, and I feel like it caused an argument here with you. If you weren't already arguing, yeah, for some of you, this person responded to some kind of message, or they sent a message, and it was the Three of Cups. It was some kind of like partying energy or some kind of like frivolous energy. They were very cold. They didn't see the truth of that. They thought possibly that was strategic as well. And so they didn't see the truth of that, and it caused potentially an argument between the two of you. And now this person is like, oh my God, they can't understand for the life of them why they did that, because it literally makes no sense. Like it doesn't make logical sense. Like why they thought that maybe you weren't going to see something here, or yeah. And now they're stuck. Now they're stuck in something here. So this person just regrets being stuck. And I feel like they regret not telling you the truth, because it's like they needed to have this honest conversation with you. And it's like about the way that they were feeling. They didn't tell you the truth about the way that they were feeling, and possibly about an argument and why they behaved the way that they did. They regret being defensive because it caused you to judge them. And you judge them because they were keeping certain things. Okay, it was plutonic, whatever it was. So it was like their fears. They had to admit that they're a certain way, and you didn't see them as that kind of way. They had to admit that they're a certain way. And in so doing, it actually would have, remember what I said in pound number 1, where it's like sunlight is the best disinfectant? And that actually would have helped like to change them. And I feel like, honestly, spirit sent you to this person because you were kind of their confessional. And I do think that confessing something to you and wanting something with you would have been a huge turning point for this person. And they could have actually got their shit together, and they could have actually left a situation and gotten their wish fulfillment. And they kind of realized that. This person kind of realizes that you were everything, you were their wish fulfillment. And now they see you sitting like here on this sovereign throne. And I think that, and they're seeing you as like having all the things, like being really attractive. This person's like really physically attracted to you. And it's like your hair, your back, your eyes, your face, your arms, if you have tattoos, the way that you dress. But this person recognizes that you are the total package because you're soft. And people who are truly strong and confident can actually be soft when they need to be emotionally, but you're also like very strong and you stand out here in some kind of way. And I think that this person is currently trying to heal their heart right now from the loss of you, because they're finally allowing themselves to feel this and to grieve this. But I think you also had to do this with them, and you also didn't have any of the answers that you needed or anything. And this person is sorry. They really are. And they're looking at themselves in the mirror, and it's hard for them to look at themselves. They feel stuck. This person's stuck in something here. And they want to leave, but that would be a tower. It's like a tower got them into this situation and a tower will get them out, kind of a thing. And yeah, the Three of Swords. And it's like they broke your heart, and maybe they've got to break somebody else's heart, or they've got to break themselves. They got to take responsibility and clean up their mess. And so I feel like this person is understanding that. They're kind of like sitting on the verge. They're sitting on the precipice of something here. And yeah, it's this Three of Swords. I feel like this person is actually feeling heartbroken here. It could be that whoever they're with has like these other options and they were like fucking around behind the scenes. Justice. That could have been justice. So I don't know if this person cheated on you, but this is something where I feel like they've been cheated on multiple times. It's like kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, possibly like at work or something. Or maybe that it's whoever they're with is actually wanting to be with somebody else. Like, I don't know. They just feel like they trusted the wrong person and they trusted the wrong voice inside themselves. So this is a person who is really going through it right now. Like emotionally just really going through it. They have a lot of regrets, actually. Anything else this person wants to say? They regret not being balanced, and they regret not listening to their intuition. They recognize that they needed to be in a more balanced place, possibly in an earthy way. So for some of you, this person was like not putting some kind of money down on like an apartment or something. They weren't spending money on something that would have given them some kind of stability. And if they had stability, they could have been listening into their intuition. So they regret not being stable in some kind of way, because then that would have helped them listen to their intuition. Instead, I feel like this person was very strategic, and they strategically used some kind of energy from their past, some kind of love interest from their past. And it was a betrayal, and it ended things. And this person needed to be in Knight of Pentacles energy, one foot in front of the other. Good girl, Luna. And that's another thing, because she always goes over there when she wants attention. And when she knows she's going to get told she's a good girl. So I feel like maybe this person knew that, like, going over there, they knew how to, like, they knew something about this. They knew what would please this person, whether it's like their family or like whatever. They knew that. And I think maybe they wanted to make you jealous. They wanted you to see them building with somebody else over here, because they were trying to get your attention. And then when it didn't work, or I feel like this backfired on this person, where then they saw you out like living your best life or something, and then it started to make them anxious and jealous, and maybe they got very cold, and then they cut something off here, and then they betrayed their own heart. And again, like, and once again, they needed to take responsibility. So, and this person was just feeling lacking. Possibly in regards to money. Oh, okay. So I'm going for my walnut bowl. Okay. So my walnut bowl is like, I want to be the person that owns this walnut bowl. I think I've said this, but like, obviously I am the person that owns this walnut bowl. And I feel like you might be the walnut bowl. Not that this person's reducing you down to a thing. It's like, they want to be the kind of person that has this walnut bowl. And technically they had it, like maybe they had you in a relationship, but they still don't feel worthy of the walnut bowl. You know what I'm saying? And let's just see why they feel that way. Fear of losing others. I pursue you to capture and own you. So maybe this person does this, or maybe they feel like people do this to them. Fear of losing others. Yeah. So maybe this person had fear of losing you. I don't know. Core need, attunement, capacity to attune to our needs and emotions. And that can manifest as pride in being the shoulder people cry on, making themselves indispensable, needed, pride in not having needs. I feel like that past situation that they went back to, it was like a codependent relationship. Okay, so they knew how to make that person happy, or those people happy, because it was like a family situation, and it was by not having any needs, and it was by they get to be the shoulder that somebody cries on here. Whereas like with you, I think you're stronger than them. With you, because you show up in this like Leo energy, which is like you have your own gravity, you have your own strength. And maybe this person felt like you didn't need them. And that's actually a good thing, because this person raised their vibrations, where I think they recognized something about the situation was unhealthy in the past, and they didn't like who they were, like with this person, with these people, and they kind of moved on. Yeah. And so now they're feeling needy, unfulfilled, empty, and undeserving. And they did in the past too. And they just went right back. It's kind of like if you fall into a dirty pond and then you take that off and you're like, oh, I'm so glad, and you like shower off, and then you see what other people who showered off the dirty pond water are doing, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I belong here. And then like this person ran and like put all their wet, dirty pond clothes back on and like jumped back in the swamp with like the swamp people. And that's what it feels like. It feels like, ugh, why did I do this? Well, hold on here. Okay, so Neglect wound, low self-worth, feels vulnerable, uncared for, and unsupported. I feel like you have this because of this person. You both may share this. But I feel like this person maybe they neglect themselves, and that's what they take pride in. I feel like that might be like a two-way. This person, okay, I'm hearing that line from a Taylor Swift song. It's like, I have 100 thrown out speeches I almost gave to you. So this person had a lot of speeches that they almost said to you, but they didn't. I love your body. So I think there's some kind of sexual thing though. This person regrets some kind of, it's just a physical connection between them and somebody else, and they regret that. Or somebody felt this way about them, like complimented, or it was like kind of both. But I feel like this person loves your body as well. We have so much in common. It's just more than that with you. It's like that you have that, but you have something else here too. And it just didn't feel comfortable to this person. It was like the healthy thing, but it just didn't feel comfortable to this person. I'm spying on you. I never met anyone like you before. I feel like this person was flattered, actually, back into a certain situation. But I feel like this person actually felt this way about you. Like they were spying on you. They never met anyone like you before, who I think is like sexy, but also you're sexy, you're cute, you're popular to boot, you're Torrance, you're Captain Torrance. Anyways, yeah, they never met anyone like you before, but I feel like somebody here from their past like was like praising, yeah, you found out something about me. They regret that you found out something about them. I keep writing and deleting messages and I'm feeling overwhelmed. This person regrets not sending you a message. This is funny because there's like a message energy here that they sent or received, and they did that impulsively, and it's because whatever was going on over here was like sherbet. It was familiar and it was a codependent thing, but this person can't send you a fucking message. Like this person is like writing and deleting messages because they don't know how you're going to respond. They don't know what a healthy person would do in this situation. They know what that fucked up unhealthy person is going to do, which is jump in for the bad situation, but they don't know what you're going to do. And so they can't, yeah. So now they're feeling overwhelmed. And I also feel like you found out something about them, but it's not in the way that they would have liked. You know, like this person had maybe their side of the story. And I feel like there's an emotional piece that is missing that this person regrets not telling you. So you found out that this person was like fucking around with this other person, but you didn't find out that it's because they have low self-worth, and that person is nasty in some way that they felt like they could manipulate, or they felt like, I don't know, it's familiar and it's gross. There could be some kind of family connection here. So you don't know that they're over there for those reasons, and they regret not telling you that. Like, I am who I am, and I've been having regrets. So yeah, this is the person that they're with. I feel like it's just very like, I am who I am. Like, you knew that when you married me. I feel like there was cheating going on over here. Like even just before, it feels very much like that. And this person's kind of like, I did know who you were before that's why I left in the first place. Yeah. If you let me, I'll take care of you. I'm depressed. I feel like this is this person's energy, because this person's always trying to take care of other people by sacrificing themselves. And they're like, if you let me, I'll take care of you. God, I'm so depressed. So I feel like they built a sense of self off of like taking care of other people. And this person who just takes like from them, and now they're depressed. They are not you. So this person, again, this is a person who's deep in regret, actually. And then I think maybe they saw you fall in love with someone else genuinely. Like you fell in love, and this other person fell in love, and y'all are healthy, and you both were able to do that. And this person's just emotionally unavailable, and they're with an emotionally unavailable person. And that's like what's going on over here. And that's not the same thing in your situation. And so they're feeling like, well, I'm not ready, because they know that they've got to make this like precipice jump. And it's like, I want to be like you. And I actually think that you really inspire this person. I have a secret. I have a hard time communicating. Yeah. And they do. And I actually feel like that, and they miss you. They want to tell you, they want to shout it from the rooftops that they miss you. They have a hard time communicating, but the funny thing is they have a hard time communicating to you or to people that they know are healthy and confident and strong, and somebody who might actually tell them that they expect to be treated fairly, and they expect to be treated properly in a relationship, and that this kind of fucked up bullshit doesn't work for them. It works very much over here for this other person. They're like, I love that we go around in this absolute fucking pigsty of a mess. Like, and they know that. And so they're not intimidated at all to send a message to that person, because they know that they're going to take them back because they're messy. Yeah, I just heard, don't like get in an argument with a pig because you get dirty and the pig likes it. And that's who they're dealing with basically over there. And it's built off of something that I think makes both of them feel shame. There could be a child here. They could, I feel like this person might not have been responsible in regards of a child, and that could be who they chose to have children with, because the writing was on the wall with this person. The writing, like before, this person went back to this other person. Okay, so they had figured out who this person was, understood that it was not a good person, not a good situation. They needed to move away from that person. And then this person, knowing all that, because they'd mapped this situation, okay? Knowing all that, this person went back to that person. So even if this wasn't like an accidental pregnancy or something, and it's like for some reason these people are in like a relationship, a committed relationship, that was wrong from the jump, and then they brought like a child into that. And this child now has to, has the shame of having such a parent, you know, and possibly they feel at a distance like to their child here as well. So I don't know if this is like a divorce situation where they have to like share custody, so they regret that. So this is like snowballing. This person regrets this like snowball effect because they're realizing they could have stopped it. They could have stopped it, and like they could have stopped it like by healing internally. They could have moved away from a home environment too, or a place, or their career, something where like their career was like going, and that was where they felt warmth and they felt happiness. And then like this person like moved away from that as well. This person just feels isolated and alone. I think they're surrounded by people, but I think it just feels very cold to them. They could actually live in a cold environment. Yeah, there's competition. Now this person is just torn up. They're torn like within themselves, and they are wanting to climb up out of this. They also feel like there's competition, and that might be in terms of career, because they could be trying to get like hired somewhere, and then they were like, I had this really good career going over here, and then I like moved away from it. And they're just very defensive, because I think whoever they're with like just induce it, like it's fighting and it's competition, and it's also inside of them. They're like, I don't know what to do, because I think this person has actually, you know, they have kids, they have like real world things that they have to consider. If this person cannot support themselves, then they can't leave the situation that they're in. They kind of know that, like they can't leave, you know, because they have to be able to, you know, be with their kids, or yeah. So yeah. So they're just, this person has a lot of time to think, I think. Because it could be that their spouse like makes the majority of the money, and then this person stays home all day or something, and they have like a lot of time to think, and they're seeing a different perspective on the situation, and they're seeing what they actually want. And I feel like this is an important part of this person's journey, because they're connecting with the things that actually make them happy. They're like actually connecting with their heart space finally now, because it's been like so shut off. And this person thinks that things are happy for you and not happy for them. And obviously your life's not going to be perfect. Like but it's like you are genuinely in a happy space. Like, you're not in a bad situation, and you have real love in your life. And this person was not that for you, and they know it. And, they also are not in a good situation. They understand that they took the devil's cup here. So, this person has a lot of things that they want to say to you, though. And I feel like I could probably just keep pulling those things forever and ever. Maybe I'll just pull some of these messages, and then we'll move on here, because I feel like, yeah, this person's just really going through it. And it feels like they're going through it. This is everything that they should have gone through and kind of processed. And I feel like maybe some of them already did, like in order to get out of this situation, because it feels like it's delayed, whatever this processing is. Okay. There's something fundamentally different between us. I think they're realizing that about them and their partner. And they knew that about you in the past, but this was a good different. This was like, I need to do a chin up in order to like be on your level kind of a thing. And that was the thing that they should have embraced. But I think they're realizing that there's something fundamentally different between you and, maybe you and their partner, but also between the two of them. I'm protecting someone. I'm going to set that to the side. What would you think if you knew? Okay, I'm protecting someone. What would you think if you knew? So there's a secret here that you don't know about. And yeah, I just heard if you knew about it, it would break your heart. I want to spend quality time with you. Can I get your number? This person does want to gloss over something here from the past. And I think you know a lot about the situation, but there's another secret here. I'm not free to pursue what I want. I'm protecting myself. I was kind of getting that, like with I'm protecting someone, but I think there is somebody else here that they are also protecting. I think they tell themselves that they're being noble by protecting this other person, but they're actually protecting themselves, kind of a thing. I see you're doing well. It's really amazing to see. This is a warning from the universe. Keep your wits about you. This is a warning from the universe. Keep your wits about you. There's a secret here. I think you may be the most compassionate person I've ever met. My feelings for you are secret. I'm resisting this. I feel like this person cheated on you. You're protecting yourself from this energy. Let me see what the secret is. I just want to see if I can get to it. 10 of Pentacles. Sneaking around, something to do with your family. Or sneaking around I don't know, there's some kind of family. The Devil's Cup. I don't know. I don't know. For some of you, there's something here, maybe, I don't know. There's a family and there's like money. So maybe this person like wanted wealth or something like that, but I don't know that that's the secret. They could have cheated with somebody like, oh my gosh, the Three of Swords. They could have, the Three of Swords. I feel like this was you, it would have been you if you went on the path with this person. For some of you, this is a warning. So if you had gone on the path with this person, I feel like they would have cheated on you with somebody that was like a close friend or a family member. That's a specific message for some of you. Like it would have ended up there, and it's because of something you don't know about this person. What is it? Two of Cups, Empress. Some kind of message, being left out in the cold, manipulating, I don't know, Judgment. I feel like this person would have left you out in the cold. I think if you went on the path with this person, I think that this person would have left you out in the cold for somebody close to you. Or it just would have gone on behind the scenes for a long time and you would not have known. There's something you do not understand fully about this person. So I think it's actually a good thing if you're away from this person, because I don't think this person is who you think they are. Like, this is funny because I feel like, here we are kind of, this is like a sad energy, but they feel this person does not measure up to you. Or marriage. So I feel like they're probably where they need to be so that they are learning their lessons. And I feel like this person is actually learning their lessons in this way, but you're also not being hurt here. Okay, that was a very specific message there at the end. I just feel like it's something sinister. Like there is something deeply sinister going on here. There's something deeply sinister going on. All right, so, or there would have been if this had so for some of you, just thank your lucky stars. Literally, you have an angel or somebody looking out for you, because this broke off when it did, and as hard as it was for you, it protected you from some kind of further carnage down the road. Okay, and just thank your lucky stars and really process through this. And if you are in a happy situation, be thankful for that, because I don't know that would have been. I think where this person is, actually, they traded places with you. Because I feel like where this person is, you would have been in that situation, if not worse, if not way worse. Okay, so moving on from that. Oh, man. I feel like Spirit is gifting you this information, and they're trying to ease this information into your space because they need you to know that you were saved. They need you to know that they actually had your back. They need you to know that if you felt like the universe is unfair or something, like you were something here was like intervened. You were saved. You were helped. You were protected. This was a way that they protected you, is by something here like coming out. They actually protected you. I have to keep saying it. They actually protected you. Girl or boy, like you have no idea. You have no idea where this was going to go. Okay. You are welcome. You are welcome is what I'm hearing. Just trust us on this. You are welcome. Okay. Catherine, thank you so much for this super chat. You are a gift and I thank you. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to compassion the space. Oh my gosh, I had a dream that he slept with my aunt. Maybe, I feel like they are trying to gently like put this into your space. And I think it would be a friend or a family member. Yeah. but you might not be in the same place that you would be if like you were with this person. So that person might not be around you, and that's a gift as well, because that person was not really your friend. Yeah. I have my guesses who. I feel like a lot of you do, actually. Okay. So I'm just going to put this up here. And I'm going to put this on, and we're going to go to pile 3. Oh my. Wow. Okay, so let us move on to pile 3. That actually made me sick, like there right at the end, just like, ugh. Okay, pile number 3. This person is in a state. This person's like in a frenzied state in terms of their regrets. Oh. Okay. What?
Well, you just got a little bit of lag all of a sudden.
Oh. Oh my gosh, She Creature just said, so weird when you realize you were literally sleeping with your enemy. That's the perfect place for them to hide, right? As like your lover, you know, like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. And they may well love you, but doesn't change the fact that they're your enemy.
Keep your friends close, keep your victims closer.
Yo. All right, let me just see. Okay, this person regrets. Oh my gosh, there's some kind of tea here. Because I feel like this person's like, maybe, I don't know. There's something here. Okay, somebody here could be playing catch up. There's like a lot that this person could have learned a lot after the fact. And they're like, what? Like, I just feel like this person's like, what? They're piecing a lot together. I feel like this person could have felt blind. Like, it's like they felt blindsided, but they also felt just blind. Like, this person was like, what? Like, was I there? Was I a part of that conversation? But like, now that they're kind of seeing something here, so they're like piecing together some kind of truth here. Okay, this person, they believed somebody. This person regrets believing somebody, or like not looking closer because they didn't have the truth, right? So this says clout hungry, says anything, does anything, makes shit up dramatic. This person believes someone's lies. They believe somebody's bullshit. And I feel like maybe they felt that they flying monkeyed for this person or something. And their mind is like blown actually about all of the debris that this person has like created. And I think this person is actually seeing the truth of this situation. Cause you left and you like dusted something off here. And so this person was like, huh. And I feel like it caused them to like look into something a little bit more. And they didn't have to look too far, I kind of feel like. And then this person was just like, what? Like, I don't know if they like asked somebody else or I feel like it didn't take much. And this person just realized that they were like duped or that they were lied to or something here like that. So, okay. Okay, spiritual gifts. Or maybe for some of you, this person has spiritual gifts. And then like all of a sudden, this was just kind of like, yeah. It just like all came out. So what does this person regret? What does pile number 3's person regret? Oh my gosh. Love child and happy single. Doing you, dating, stress-free, setting goals, career focused. Bad news. Okay. So for some of you, like maybe they got bad news that this is what you're doing, that you're happy single, or I feel like this, for some of you, this person had a love child and like they were happily single. They were just doing them, you know, and then all of a sudden they got this call that was like bad news. And it was like about some kind of love child here, worried, replaying events, thinking about you, and then pregnancy. So for some of you, this is like, they were trying to maybe get somewhere and they were like running. Backstab. Pain, cheating, deception, mind games, and love bomb. So maybe they felt like that's what this person did to them or that's what they did to you. I think it's probably both. It's like the shoe is on the other foot now. And then they regret some kind of marriage and then they're effed up over you. Faith, healing, meditation. I don't know. Okay, let me just get a different deck here. Okay, only take that if that resonates. That was very specific. What does this person regret? Go slow. They should have gone slow. Okay, I'm hearing low and slow because I feel like that's the secret to a lot of things in life, like cooking and building relationships and stuff. Like this person should have gone like low and slow. Take time to get to know each other. Second chance. This relationship deserves a second chance. So I feel like maybe this person regrets not going slow and taking time to get to know each other. And I think that that's with you because I think that they're realizing that they actually want a second chance with you because maybe they really like you. It could be that this person maybe is learning about you secondhand through like your friends or something. I just get a sense that there was like a situation where this person started, maybe your friends were like talking about something that you did and they were learning about you, like it feels like second hand, and they were like, oh my gosh, like I want a second chance with this person. But they also regret not going slow with like somebody else here. True love. Okay, yeah, true love and an addiction. So this person confused true love and an addiction. And I feel like that's overall, but yeah. And possibly this person has an addiction and it was what was affecting this relationship. Okay, yeah, past life love, warning, don't dismiss the red flags here. So I feel like there's a weird mirroring thing here that's going on where I think that it's kind of what I was picking up in pile 2, where I think that if you didn't separate out from this person, that you would be in their shoes. You would be the one thinking like maybe you jumped in too fast with this person and that you should have gone low and slow and that this was like some kind of an addiction and that you really should have I don't know, done something else, but I feel like now this person is just left feeling that way because you actually did get away and out of like this karmic cycle. This is kind of like repeating the messages. So is there anything new that wants to come through? Vulnerability. Anything else? Finances. So warning. Yeah, this person's finances could have been a vulnerability here in this situation. Actually, okay. I am starting to feel sick. Like I'm feeling like intense, like grieving, sadness, just like I want to like run. I want to get out of this situation, like neglected. Maybe they're regretting making you feel this way, or maybe this person felt this way. I failed to give you what you need. Shadow side, you made me realize my flaws. So I feel like this person was engaging in some kind of an addictive behavior and they neglected their true love. They actually neglected like love energies in some way. And they're kind of like putting this together after the fact. Their dishonesty ripped this apart. Sabotage. I mess up the good things in my life sometimes. I think, okay, so the way that you were feeling in the past, because I think whatever this person did, it was just like unconscionable. It feels like this could be unconscionable. And you were in this state that I'm feeling. Like all of a sudden, this isn't a panic attack. This is just like a grief attack or something where it's like the tears and like the stomach and like just, like the cold sweats. And like, I feel like that's what you went through. And now this person is going through that. Ego, I let my pride get in the way of our connection and disagreements. I wish you understood how I feel. Because it's like this person did something fucked up. But I feel like this is all just the same message that's coming through. And I want to see if there's anything else. This person can be watching your social media through a third party. Or they got caught watching somebody else's social media here. Ghosted. They ghosted you for a new love. I'm just getting the sense of somebody here in this one, like, it's almost giving like Instagram model, like looking at that and they like ghosted you to like, I don't know, go deal like over there with that. Third party. You had to let go of this. This was like extremely painful. I don't really like the messages that are coming out here because I feel like there's this like block. I feel like this person is not like being honest or something. Who is this person? Oh, I get it. Okay, this is the flipped energy. Okay, so this is a person who has really had to hold to faith because they trusted somebody that they should not have, and they're piecing certain things together that somebody was cheating the whole time, or that somebody was interested in a third party like the whole time or something. And it feels like this kind of Instagram model behavior. It kind of like, so it feels like somebody here like is the love, and they thought that they were building a true love with somebody, and then they're kind of piecing together that this person has like a sexual deviancy is what I'm getting, and whoever that person is, like, they chase their sexual deviancy and then they mistake it for like love, but it's actually an addiction. But that person, like, they just get really wrapped up in their like affairs, and it's with, I think, really I don't know, and it's like this person's learning that, yeah, I feel like somebody here trusted the absolute worst kind of person. They thought it was a true love, and they're learning that after the fact. I think for a lot of you, you'll relate to this because you're coming through here as like a Joan of Arc energy. You maybe were like very small and you were asked to play a kind of role in this situation that you are not used to playing, this like kind of okay. So like, the War of the Roses, that was like the 100 Years War that Joan of Arc was a part of and ultimately ended. And so I feel like there was that karmically speaking, I feel like there's this War of the Roses going on. And it's between you and these like Instagram models or a particular one or something, because this person has this like deviancy. And I feel like it's really, really, really well hidden. And I feel like this person actually wanted to be with this karmic in this lifetime. Like, they keep telling you that they're going to clear things up with you. This feels like on a karmic level to me, and then they never do. But somebody here's like waking up to the reality of this other person that they thought was their true love. And this person, I think, is gripped by an addiction. And it feels like to prawn, to Instagram models, to some kind of like cheap sexual gratification, and a certain type of person that represents that. And this person like equates that with love in their mind, like chasing after this like Helen of Troy kind of beauty situation, like strategically. So this is somebody who's very well like disguised as someone who is like an upstanding citizen, as somebody who's like a good partner, a good husband, a good wife, but really they're digging around behind the scenes. And that's what they love. That process is what they love. So even if there's somebody here that you've been compared to, this person like left you for somebody, they've been cheating behind your back, they are in love with themselves. That's what it is. This person is in love with themselves. And somebody here just regrets not being honest with themselves, not seeing the red flags here, because this is a long-term, like past life, like love situation that's not actually a love situation. Somebody here's like regretting that they're seeing that there's this long-term War of the Roses, roses being a symbol of like romance. My head is so fuzzy right now. This person is so like emotional. They're turbulent. They're crying like behind the scenes, and they're just shaking. They're just beside themselves with finding out like who this person is. I mean, this is like thinking that you have the perfect love, thinking that you have the perfect marriage, and all of a sudden realizing that this person is a bastard, like a rat bastard. That's like, what's going on here. And the person that they're compared to as well is not a good look, okay? Because I feel like this person is like a bad person, or like maybe an actual op like that this person has in their life. This is somebody who cheats on you with your enemy. This is or they compare you to like the exact opposite kind of person, and you kind of realize like, maybe I was never your type to begin with. Maybe you were only ever just using me to look presentable to the community, and you were just telling me that it was love, and really you were just using me to hook up with all these like hookers behind the scenes, or to hook up with this like one person, and it's just like literally gnarly and nasty. This feels like a person who's been really wounded in the heart space. They're trying to make logical sense of it as well, and they just can't. They can't make logical sense of it. How could you do this to me is what I'm getting. Like, how could you do this to me? How could you do this to us? How could you do this to our kids? Like, this person is like crying and vomiting, I just heard. Like, but I feel like whatever's going on, there's like a real purging, and it's getting rid of, this is like an auric cleanse, okay? And I just have to tell you, like, if you guys are buying our candles, like the Auric Soothe, I'm literally scared of that candle a little bit, because like it's just it's heavy hitting. Like I put like a lot of soothing energy in that, but like as it's clearing things out, and I'm just letting you know, because this might be a group that would be interested in that, but just like it's very sparing. It's like, because I feel like that's what's going on. Even if you're not doing magic or anything like that, like it's like an auric purge. This is old. Whatever this is, it's very old, and it's in your auric field here. And this person, whoever's going through this, they're trying to put a brave face on it. They're trying to because they're still processing this behind the scenes, but it's very turbulent, and they're trying to make sense of it. They can't make sense of it, because it's like, why would you risk this like for over that? Like, it's literally nuts. Why did this person do that? Self-esteem. Okay, so this person does this person lacks self-esteem, but I also feel like whoever this person cheated with, I actually feel like is a real piece of work. And I think you would already know that. And I think that they pretend that this person's like either very haughty, like just obsessed with themselves, like kind of, just like that. And this person like likes that actually and goes in for that. I think they like both sides of it or something here. Or they pretended to be insecure. And I think maybe this person isn't. It's like totally an act. I don't know. They pretended to be like insecure, and then to get this person to try to like make them laugh, to like pull them out of their like funk or whatever. And then it turned, they got lured in, and they learned their lesson is what I'm getting, because this person, I think, oh my gosh, this is so evil. Whoever, I'm shaking. Like, this person did this on purpose. And it's to target the divine feminine is what I'm getting. It's to target the divine feminine, because they've possibly been, for some, this is like, again, this could be somebody in your family that's been in competition with you since childhood. And they wanted to like overthrow somebody here. And they did it by pretending to be sweet or innocent, to pretending to needing to be rescued here, possibly from their own relationship or something like that they're being abused. But this person is the abuser. This person is wearing a mask. And this person is genuinely this way on the inside. They're genuinely this way. And so they look out at this divine feminine and they covet whatever it is that she has. And they're actually very confident. Like, this person is actually, they're a narcissist. This person's actually, they've got a confidence, like, well, I mean, narcissists, they have the narcissist thing, right? Where they appear to be they're aggressive is what they are. They appear to be like very aggressive. This is a karmic enemy. So they, oh God, like, this is just, this is the energy. Oh God. Like, this person has a lot of energy. Like, just, I can't believe this. Like, oh God, like, I feel like I could just cry, like, oh God, like, because it's like somebody here has tried to keep this person like at bay. They knew that this person was adversarial towards them. They knew that they were like mimicking their energy. They knew that they are a liar. They knew that they're not to be trusted. But I think like whoever their partner was that cheated, they didn't realize that that person has like this weird fetish or this weird kink. They didn't realize that that person was like a liar, and that they like to play games. And that they like to play games with this person, this like cat and mouse. They don't care that this person's a lie, really, because it serves some kind of fetish for them. And they like the game. They like the game. They like pretending. They like pretending that like everything is like, perfectly fine, and that they have everything. And but they like making eyes at each other across the room. This is actually evil. Okay. These people are actually evil. Like, definitely the person who was like, I feel like it's the female in this, who was like trying to lure somebody in by pretending to be like a damsel, and pretending that they were in an abusive relationship. So they could have lied on you and said that it was an abusive relationship or something. And it's like, well, I was just trying to help that person. And then like, they just are sleeping together. This is absolutely decrepit behavior. These are nasty, nasty people. And I feel like somebody knew that the one person who like lured somebody in was nasty. I feel like this divine feminine knew that, and they were like, I'm just going to keep my distance from that person. But this other person did not keep their distance. Yeah, they thought that their partner would protect them or something, but they absolutely did not. There could be magic here. Like runaway magic from the past. They both have this quality. I feel like the partner tries to blame it on this other person, but just so you know, this person that they had an affair with, that's their lower side. Like this partner, this masculine, I feel like is split. Like I feel like you're their higher self and this person's their lower self. And they are trying to say like, well, that person seduced me and that person this or that. No, this person likes to play this little game. They like to play this little cat and mouse. They like it so much that they didn't stop to notice that they were cavorting with an actual demon. Okay, this is like an actual literal demon. And they were trying. They didn't want to sleep with this person. They wanted to sleep with this person so that they could hurt you. Okay, and I feel like maybe you even know that this person's like not their type in some way, because I'm picturing like somebody in my family who's my actual op. We have the exact opposite taste in men. I kind of like them a little on the leaner side, and she likes them shorter and bulkier. And so I just know that like she'd be the person that like went after somebody that I was like attracted to, but that just know that it would be what that is, because we have the exact opposite taste in men. Yeah, so it was a power move. Like it was a power move here. Like this is this is aggressive. And this person was determined. Like whoever did this, they were determined to get at this divine feminine because they're obsessed with this divine feminine. And they were determined to take like some kind of pot shot. And also they wanted to compete with their beauty here in some way. Yeah, you're leaving this. So this is just so heartbreaking. This is really, really heartbreaking. And yeah, you're individuating like up out of this situation. You also have somebody that's helping you through this. This is like star family, or like it's a spirit guide. And I actually think this spirit guide, because this, remember I told you this is like the War of the Roses. This has gone on for lifetimes, because that was the 100 Years' War. This has gone on for like a century. I just heard, you'll remember me for centuries. So I feel like this guide is actually a strategist, like whatever's helping you. And they're like, listen, you're going to lose a battle here in this lifetime, but you're going to win the war. Okay, these people are going to remember you. Well, this masculine is, because this person is a piece of shit. Like whoever this person is, all it's done is made it to where he's not able to communicate with you. And I feel like this is energetically. And so finally this is broken, and he's chosen his side. And now he's realizing that, oh my God, like you're perfect. Like, and how do I get like back in there? And this guide is like, good. Now it's put this person in their spiritual space. They have to like work, because they don't just have access to you anymore. You don't want anything to do with this person. If you have gone through this, I am legitimately so sorry. Like, I wish that I could reach through this screen and just like hold you and like cup you and just make sure you know that like all of this happened because you're beautiful. These two didn't even sleep together because this person's interested in they were only interested in sleeping with your man. And I feel like you know that. Like if you I'm kind of picturing a scenario where it's like, if you were like, hey, to this guy, like when he asked you out originally, you know, if you were like, I couldn't help but notice you like to gutter slut around the bar. Well, do I have a match for you? Actually, I think that y'all two should date. These two would never have dated each other. Capiche? You understand what I'm saying to you? These two would never have dated each other. And this person would have been like, well, I don't want your sloppy seconds. Like, why are you passing off like the things that you don't want to me? They would be like that. It's important to them that you want this person and that you build with this person. And then that's what they're going to try to take. They don't want the things that you don't want. You understand? So that's the thing. But they're not actually attracted to this person. They're attracted to the pain. They're attracted to the pain. And I feel like both of them are. The game. They're attracted to the pain. The game. They're attracted to the pain, the game. That's just what I'm hearing. That's what the two of them have. And I'm hearing myself say in multiple readings, these two they're not attracted to each other. They do not have a genuine connection. The only thing that they get off on, this is like masturbating to Instagram models, is like really what I'm getting. It's the secrecy. It's not each other. It's like the depravity of it. This is two demons rolling around in the mud. And you are expanding. Okay, so Newt, I can't remember what her guy's name was. Okay, so she got separated out from him for some reason in the gods, because they created like everything. So I don't know if it's a bit of like a rabbit situation where they're just like keep reproducing. But anyway, they got separated, and then Newt became like the star mother. She's like the night sky, and this is you. You're like in the night sky, and I'm hearing Kat. I love Kat over at Weird is the New Black. She's a phenomenal reader. But there's this one reading that I always return to, like spirit, whenever I process through certain things, because that's what I'm focused on in this life. I don't know about you, but I feel like my husband and I are both very spiritual and like on our spiritual path together. And so whenever I like feel I process through certain things, there's this one reading of hers. It's called Liar. And like it pops up, and that in that reading, she says, you've taken something dark, like negative dark, and you've transmuted it into the darkness of the night sky that is beautiful and expansive. That's you. And I feel like you have transmuted this, whatever this is inside of you. You've done your shadow work basically, or you're going to keep doing that. And it feels nasty. And for some of you, this is just traces of an energy. It's remnants of an energy of this 100 Years' War. And you're just, wherever you've managed to cut this cycle off, because this is a group here where we're cutting cycles off. Okay. So wherever you've managed to do that, you can you're sensing, or you're being gifted the knowledge of where this was going, in the future. And so you are separating out, and it's so that you can expand, and you are expanding. And this person, you made a sacrifice, and to sacrifice is to make sacred, because actually I feel like this is your soulmate, unfortunately. Dear God. Let me just take a moment to pray for this group. You probably have a lot to work out between you and God as well. Because you would be like, I'm sorry, why? Why is this my soulmate? And I don't know why. And I think God is genuinely sorry that like this person's behaving like this and like has whatever. And God is separating the two of you out, especially if you've prayed for this and asked for this, or if you've done some kind of cord cutting, or if you've done some kind of ritual. Because I feel like that's why you weren't letting go in the past, is because legit y'all two are soulmates. Whereas like this is a karmic situation, but these two can't handle themselves. It's so gross, God. These two cannot handle themselves. And it's really, I know that the pain that it was supposed to stir up in you, and it's coming from this other person. Well, it's coming from both of them because they have a touch of the sadism, both of these people. It was supposed to hurt you, the thought of them being together and being seen together and like the coupledom of it. But the thing is, this is not a couple energy. I don't care if these people are married. I don't care if they have children. There's no couple energy here. It's the two of them are low in their vibrations, and it's the lowness that has drawn these two together, and it's some kind of kink. And the kink is pain, and it's sadism. The kink is pain, and it's sadism. And so I feel like this was this little cat and mouse game of like, well, that person was just sad and they were in an abusive relationship. So I went over there to comfort them, and then we ended up sleeping together. And doesn't that make me a good person? And you're like, that's not really it. This person has a kink for, I don't want to say that. This is a different kind of person to you. Okay. And not in a good way. And they have a kink for that. And they don't want to admit that. They knew what they were doing, basically. Like when they went over there, they knew what they were doing. And so now this person they lost their love, their actual love. And that's what they get. And because these two don't even want to be with each other. And they might have to be together to save face in this lifetime and to distract themselves. And because there's a certain momentum created, and it's just because you were with this person. Because like I said, if you were not with this other person wouldn't have even been interested, because they're not interested. And physically, they're not even attracted to this person. They're not their type in some way. But they're just wrapped up in this sadistic kind of like behavior. And it's going to make this person realize, once you've cut away and like you're expanding, oh my God, that's my person. Oh shit. Like I'm going to have to like get this together. And they're discovering the true nature of this other person that they went in for. Yeah, while you're healing and you just like have everything over here. And this person is this person. They're angry. And it's almost like this, oh my God, this person that did this is so vindictive. It's like their entire purpose was just to blow your shit up. Their entire purpose was just to like be the volcano that at the right time explodes. And this person is discovering that, this like Maui energy, because they're pulling up an island like from the past. They're realizing something here from the past, that actually this person was never sincere about being interested in them. I don't even think they were sincere sexually to be interested in them. I want to say that again. I don't even think this person was sincere sexually. They didn't want to sleep with this person. They're not attracted to this person. They're attracted to the pain that sleeping with this person would have caused you. And that's it. I feel like this person is actively not this person's type in some way. And they're your type in some way. And they're like, oh shit. Yeah. And so they're realizing that this is who they slept with. And I think this is who they're stuck with. And they're and that they blew up their purpose. They feel like they failed their purpose, which was to be balanced and to actually see who this person really actually is, and to see who you are, and to maintain some kind of boundary here between the two of you. And I got Boudica. She loses the battle but wins the war. You had to lose a battle here, and you had to win the war. And it was this 100-year like war of roses. So I think you lost here in some way. And like, I'm again feeling like the pain, but this pain was necessary. So I always think about this one time I went to this like healing appointment, and I have this scar here, and he was like, I have to just like cause you pain here in order to like change the way the energy was moving. And I feel like that's this Jade Emperor that's overseeing the situation. He's like, sorry, I'm gonna have to cause you pain here. Like, and just cut this entire, but I'm about to flip the way this energy is flowing. And you just surrendered and you trusted this. And so you had to lose the war in this situation. And honestly, you did lose a soulmate that couldn't get themselves together, that fell for the flattery of your op. Because like I said, I can't say it enough. This person was not genuinely interested in this person. They're not their type. And they only want this person because of you. And this person has some kind of kink, or like Buffalo Woman came out, where it's like, Buffalo Woman's story is like, somebody that just, these men like immediately start hitting on her. I feel like you're this white Buffalo Woman where you're like, get your nasty shit in order. Like, look at the level of depravity you've engaged in here. Like, this was wrong. Whatever this was, it was like wrong. Yeah. So they have to overcome their like Dionysus tendencies, whoever this is. I don't know that this person's ever going to be let back in your energy. I don't know if you want that, but you have what you wanted in this situation, which was space and severance. And that's what your soul wanted in this situation, because it kept being like tricked. Look, Hera's commitment. So I feel like you could have been in this Hera energy where like you were just always committed to this in the past, because you recognize this soulmate energy. And I think that this person has at least become a karmic. I think you're looking at this person like, it's sad that you are a soulmate that is just slowly morphed into a karmic. Like, you are a karmic to me now. I thought you were a soulmate that just had some karma like that you needed to work through, but you're my karmic now. You were so loyal in the past. And now you want your redemption. And it's brought this person to their knees in some way. Yeah, and you are learning self-love, and I feel like you're actually getting more and more beautiful because this person, the stress that they wanted to cause you is like they wanted this to sabotage you. That's this like other feminine energy. And they wanted the stress of this to like ruin your like looks or something here like that. And that person's also being brought to their knees. And they're being seen for what they are, which is self-absorbed. This person is self-absorbed. Yeah, they're self-absorbed. And that they put on a show here. They put on a show of being in an abusive relationship. And actually, I think this person's the abuser. Maybe they are in an abusive relationship, but this person is also an abuser. That's the kind of situation here. This person seems like an emotional abuser. Although take that however it resonates, and they lure people in. So they act like they need some kind of rescuing to like get out of the cave. And I feel like it's, make me laugh, or I need support because I'm just dealing with it. But this person's like, they know what they're doing. And so they're being seen for that. They're being seen for that. And this is you. And you are triumphing. Look, Hecate, the key. And this might well be me and other readers because Hecate is a very witchy energy. It's illuminating. But you've also done the shadow work here, and you're illuminating, and you got the key. Which is actually that you have everything here and that you deserve much better than this. And there are many people that are going to treat you much better. And you're very, very beautiful. And that's what's caused this whole thing. And I'm still shaking. You are this person's real target, not this man. I just want you to know that. You are this person's target, not this real man. I think that you already, I think you already know that. So just take comfort in that and protect yourself and protect your home. And like and I feel like these are the karmas that you had to clear up, like protect your home, protect your children. So if this broke up before you had children with this person, just know that in one fell swoop, you cleared the karma in this situation because you owed karma to that child to not bring them into such a mess of a home environment with an unstable father or unstable mother, whoever this is. And so if you don't have children with this person in this lifetime, and like cut ties with it. I feel like, I can't, is it my tears ricochet that I'm hearing again? But and you can aim for my heart, go for blood, but you will still miss me in your bones. This masculine's still going to miss you in his bones because y'all two were soulmates. He slept with your karmic enemy, your worst nightmare, because he just couldn't help himself because he's flattered and he's low and he has some kind of kink, and it is to harm you. And it is to be depraved. It's something here of like a kink towards depraved behavior. And but he'll miss you. This other person's not going to because they're your enemy, but he will actually miss you in his bones. Like, yeah. He's actually going to become uglier. He's the one that's going to be uglier, actually. And I feel like he's cursed to be unattractive, actually. Like, possibly in future lifetimes, and he's going to have to be inventive. And he's got to try to win you. I don't know. It feels like there's a curse or something that's going on here now. Because he's misused this. I know I messed up everything. It's time for me to heal now. That's what you're saying. He should have said, somebody was like, I want to be more than friends, and they should have said, I'm not available. This is so painful. Whatever this is, it's wretched. It's so painful. And it was wrong, and it was wrong from day one. Oh my gosh. This could be connected to pile 2. It could be connected to the other piles. I can't even throw up from the pain. That's literally what I'm getting. I'm so uncomfortable. Like the level of pain here. And to know that it's all fake. Like this is all fake over here. You know that person's a fake. And I think they even try to like be you. Like they try to mimic you. And so that's why this person was even attracted to them to begin with, is because they associated them with you in some way. But they're just a fake. They deserve each other. Yeah. Oh my gosh, like I feel physically ill because of this. And this has been going on for a long time. I'm so proud of you and I'm so happy. Just know that you've cut away from this. And you have a guide to thank for this. Because there's some kind of tactician. It's Jade Emperor. It's the Jade Emperor energy that's flipping the way that this has gone. And it's very much like, trust me. Trust me. I'm going to have to cause you a little bit of pain. Trust me, I'm about to flip this on its head. And You did. I think they saw what you were going through. Why is this guide helping you? I just want to know. Why is this guide step in? Queen of Wands, quick results. There's some kind of quick results, and then look at this. And then you're sitting sovereign on your throne. And I think they want you with somebody else here, actually. A real man, I just heard. A real man. And somebody who absolutely knows, or a real woman. Somebody who knows what they have. Look how this person's like showing you off. And is like, look at that little snack. You know, or it's the other way around. Like where they, if you're the masculine here, then I feel like spirit wants you with this like sexy little thing here. That's like, that one's mine. Like, ha. And it's changing like the energies here. Tower. And it's cut. Okay. So it's cut away from this. But when I'm talking about changing the energies, I'm talking about the emotional patterns because you won. You won here. Because you got away from this. You're the one with all the victory like spoils. And these people are eating shit for lunch is what I'm hearing. They're eating shit for lunch. Because they got each other and they're both pieces of shit. So, oh my gosh, this, okay, so let me just, I'm curious about this guide. What else does this guide want to say? Why did this guide step in? I'm just so curious. Why did this guide step in? Because it's very much like I have a plan. Like, it's very much like that. I feel like, what do they, it's the tear energy. I think they saw, death. This guide wants this to end. Yeah, with this group, this like partying behavior, this guide, I feel like, is a guide at the very, for maybe everybody in this situation. I feel like this little bitch that's like a karmic, like I've picked up on this in other readings. Like this person is like from a different like soul pod. I actually feel like you and this person might be from the same soul pod. That might be changing up this person, and it will be this masculine that has to leave. He might have to go to like some other place because he can't handle himself. But this guide wanted to end this cycle. Cut the two of you apart with this death energy because this is like clung on for a long time. Wants this masculine alone. And look, this person's like being left behind too because like they can't even enjoy their depravity because they have so much love for you. They don't have, it's like this was only okay because they had your love there the entire time. But if they had to like cut away from this, then now they're without your love. And this is what's coming down the pipeline. Y'all are not incarnating together until this person gets themselves sorted. And this is from top to bottom. This person will not have this nasty kink. This person will not fall in love with a traitor. This person will not go after like the wrong type of person. If they're, and honestly, for some of you, you're done with this guy anyway. Like it doesn't, yeah, because you can't win over here. And this is just really deep. And he has become like this other person where he's like very strategic, actually, where he's like, this is just going to keep playing out. He wants it to keep playing out because he benefits because he got to have his cake and eat it too. He gets his love and he gets this weird kink thing that's going on. Okay. And he likes you too, like in terms of schmegduality. So this man is greedy. Like I just asked about the schmegdual energy between the two of you and the strength card came out. Okay. It's like really, really strong. And actually, I feel like this masculine needed that strong, sexual chemistry between the two of you because in that card, she's holding off the tornado. And that's like the destruction that is him and this karmic and this kink that they like feed together. He needed that and he threw it all away. So it's not even that he was like not pleased with you over here. Yeah. Yeah. This person's like, actually saying like, yes. And like, they recognize that something needs to change here. And because you're defensive, like they got to have everything and you are defensive and you're wounded. But this cycle has gone on for so long. I just don't know how you could ever let this go because it just says so much about, I literally want to cry again. They let you suffer for just so long. And so I feel like that's why this like God force is calling this. Because this was love between you, but this was not love, and it was not love for so long. Like this person did not, yeah. So now I'm just hearing like it's your turn to cry me a river. Like you were in this grief energy, and you deserve a win here. You deserve like this love energy, and now this person is, again, I'm hearing cry me a river, but it's like they're the one protecting this. But you know, the thing about Cry Me a River is that Justin Timberlake wrote that song, but he was lying the whole time. So I feel like this person, both of these two, it's like, oh, I was the one in the abusive relationship. That's what they're both saying. They are both the abusers in their relationship. And I feel like that's what they could have like lied to try and save face and try. This is so god awful. This is so beyond evil. Why are you doing this? Options, choices. Look, it's this person's so strategic. They like to have options and choices. Secrets. secret friend romantic relationships, I feel like that's their kink. I like actually want to throw up and cry. And I think this person likes surrounding you with friends that are not actually friends, that they're like actually sleeping with. And then leaving you out in the cold and making you feel like you have to come back for sanctuary. This is an evil person. While this person is like in there cheersing with somebody else. This is for real the face of evil. I'm so sorry. What's coming through me is I'm so sorry, hun. I know that you liked him. I know that you thought that he really loved you. And I do think in a weird way he did. But this guy is just not who you thought. I feel like this is coming through from this Jade Emperor. You want to know why I intervened? It's because you're too good for him. You deserve so much better. I want to show you what actual love is. And you need to heal and you need to learn what that is. And so long as you are wrapped up in this cycle and you're fighting for it over here where it doesn't exist, and you can't see that it doesn't exist over here, you're never going to actually experience it. So be light, go easy on yourself, have compassion with yourself. Because when you cut away from this, it's going to get so good over here. Trust me, it's going to get so good over here. And I just see that this Jade Emperor, and I think you've seen through this situation how it's played out, the level of skill that this Jade Emperor has. Because again, I'm seeing him like with this, the right and the left brain together. So this person, this guide that was like guiding you through this tended to, I really feel like this happened in the way that it needed to. There was enough carnage, what you needed. And I think if you're honest with yourself, you're like, yeah, to tear myself away from this, it was enough carnage that I needed, but no more than that. It was as gentle as it could possibly have been. And it's helping you understand this and kind of come to the processing of this. It was as gentle as it possibly could have been. And once you get off of this, you're going to get onto a different on-ramp. It's going to feel shaky. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel different. And I'm literally seeing you like getting on a boat and your legs are wobbly and you feel seasick and you're vomiting a lot. And it's just, that's you kind of, you're disoriented. It's like I'm seeing like from the Matrix, like, you know, when they rip you out of that, it's like you got ripped out of that. You got freaking, I don't want to say that because it's associated with bad things now, but it's like you got ripped out of that and you're like shaking and you're like disillusioned, you know, and so you don't feel confident anymore. But you're headed down a better path where you will have all that. You will be in that like Leo energy. You will be in that confident energy. The sun will shine again and it will be stronger and it will be real this time. And this, oh my God, I want to cry again. This guy is saying, it will be real this time, mark my words. You are under my protection now and it will be real. Keep following me and it's not going to be fake because what you experienced in the past was a counterfeit. And what you will experience in the future is the real fucking thing, okay? You're going to have it all. You deserve it all, okay? And you're going to be safe and you are going to be safeguarded and you'll be protected and the people around you are going to actually love you. They're going to be your friends for real in the light of day. And I'm seeing you sail off on a ship and it kind of looks like a honeymoon ship, to be honest. And I'm just seeing you sail off into the sunset and it's kind of giving like everybody on that ship is like your friend and there's a celebration and it's happy and all of that. And this guide is saying, I want this for you. Please, so badly, I want this for you. And already has a plan. And I think this guide is saying, I've shown you how effective I am. I've shown you that I'm showing you how effective I am. Trust me. And so I feel like you are trusting this guide. You're kind of turning everything over to help this guide get you out of this precarious situation. And they're showing me Pluto energy of like the secrets are going to keep being unearthed and you have to kind of keep hitting it in a certain way because you have to fully dead this cycle. And this is the time for that, like the pain, the unearthing, the wringing out of that. And it's going and okay, so they're also saying like, the path is a circle, right? And spiritual people understand this. Everything kind of looks the same because it does look the same. You're in this life to practice certain key things and there's not many of them. So you'll notice that certain cycles repeat in your life. So that's why when we debrief this, the path is kind of a circle. And that's also them going slow with you because they're not trying to overwhelm you, okay? So they'll kind of, they have to rebuild this, okay? Like, and now we're going to introduce this one new thing. And we have to rebuild this and then we're going to introduce this one new thing. And it's reprogramming your brain about the way that you think about this fucked up person and that fucked up person and everybody around these fucked up people that enjoy being two-faced and enjoy keeping secrets and enjoy not being their real selves around you. And you are elevating this circle. The path is a circle, right? So you are elevating up out of this energy and it feels like more like you're going over here. But every time you kind of learn something different, don't you? And then spirit kind of gives you time to process that and deal with that. But you have to trust the path. The path is a process. The process is unfolding. It's like slow and steady. And you're just getting away and getting away and getting away from this manipulation because you're ready, actually. You're ready for this. You're ready for love. You're ready for actual real love. And that includes with like friends too. And these people, this might tie back in with pile number 1 because these people are like now going through their own dark night of the soul. They're now confronted with the truth. They're now confronted with the reality of who they are. And they're all confronted with the reality of each other because ain't nobody here telling the truth. So whatever they like about other people, it's also fake. So now it's like their lies are turning back around on them. Their lies are turning back around on them. Yeah. And they're going to have to realize like what they lost here. Because this cycle is over and oh my gosh, that's what this guide wants for you. It's like literally this guide, I feel like this also feels foreign to you. This guide really just wants what's best for you. Because you're like, what's the catch? And it's because you've embroiled in like this. Okay. But like this cycle is over and you are starting a new beginning. And it's a happy one too. And it's leading to love. It's leading to intuition, increased intuition, like increased spirituality. And I feel like you have an actual divine counterpart and the two of y'all are like on a spiritual journey together. You are both like balanced and you're each other's equals. And look, this is this. And it's very quick. They're turning the energy because both of y'all, I think, are hot. You're sexy. And it's this fresh new beginning. You both have possibly been through this cycle with other people and you are ready for this like sexy new beginning. Like it's happy. It feels like vacation energy and you're leaving this behind. You've done the work and now these people are having to do their own work and they are all being separated. And they also have to leave their castle here. And some of them are going to leave that castle in their same trash ass energy of like, let me be strategic because they don't know that that's the fucking problem. But I think it's leading them to their spiritual journey here as well. Look, they're in a devil energy. I think right now, currently, these people are getting some kind of karma. There's like some kind of, offer and they think that it's going to like get them somewhere. Maybe it came back from their past and maybe it's like they think it's going to lead them back to their past because they want to restart this karmic cycle, but it's actually going to leave them out in the cold. And they possibly think it's like sanctuary or this person that you loved, they like to offer some kind of sanctuary, but it's all nasty. It's all like, that's what they do. So they want to give you, this is like love bombing. They want to give you the positive experience of it. Like you're the chosen one and you're in there and you're in the sanctuary and you guys are like with your glasses, but they're just going to do that to you or they kick you out, possibly with a child. And then they're in there toasting with somebody else, somebody that's like your biggest op that they can do the most damage with. I feel like this person's a sadist. And they're going to have to like, they're going to take responsibility and they have some kind of undue burden is what I'm getting. And then they're going to have to realize the truth of some kind of devil energy. And whatever it is, they're like face to face with their own self. This energy is turning around on these people. Yeah. And you are sitting in sovereign territory. Look, because this is reminding me of like pile number 1, wasn't it? Or maybe it was pile number 2, whichever ones. It was like the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. And somebody wanted to challenge that. Look how serious this Queen of Pentacles looks on her face. You found your power here. You know exactly who you are. And now this person is like they're in their Queen of Swords. And this person was always the Queen of Swords. They were never the Queen of Wands. They just pretend like they're the Queen of Wands. And they're, I think, trying to take some kind of notes because, again, they feel insecure. Possibly because of a child. Somebody here is like looking, I don't know. They feel insecure because of some kind of message, like upending their like whole whirlwind here. That you're safe and you're happy and you're loved and you're safe from them. That is actually, this person is so nasty. They're such a gross fucking person. They both are. They both are. I just feel like it took you a while to unmask this person that you loved because there is actual love there. You turned this. Like they tried to do a tower on you, these two souls. They tried to do a tower on you and you are the one that did a tower on them. And now this masculine is like just so in love with you and like is like possibly watching you get a spiritual inheritance, which is your actual partner. They're so sneaky, this person. I would not take this person back. I don't think you can trust a word that they say. Yeah. I'm still feeling sick. I still feel like I want to cry. And my ears are burning. And I feel like it's because these people said a bunch of nasty things. I feel like your heart is broken because these are people that these are the abusers in their relationship, and they tarnished your name. And now I feel like maybe people are talking about them. Yeah, it's a tower moment. I'm telling you, this guide needs you to know that you've reversed this energy, or that's what you're doing. You're in the process of it. Like, karmically speaking, as you are doing your shadow work and you're processing through this, it's reversing all the pain. You were like a receptacle for these people's shame and a receptacle for these people's like pain. They had a choice, both of them, when it came to you. And it was a karmic choice. This guide was fair. And I think like you are at a crossroads now too, where it's like, are you going to choose to do the work, to be in a new routine and to elevate up out of this cycle? I just heard yes. Yes, you are. Because there's happiness ahead. Spirit's like, do the work here. Do the work. And it might feel like work at the beginning because it's not going to feel natural, and you might feel isolated. You might feel like you're working all the time. But you have recognized that something here needs to change, and it's like reversing that energy on them. And where they pointed all the fingers at you, you are now pointing the fingers back at them. And you're putting them in a position where they cannot win. And I keep asking, like, I keep getting that this masculine loves you, and it's like such a shock, and it's so sad because you're like walking away from this. But then he's just so manipulative, and I'm like, why does it keep coming out that this masculine like loves you? But then it's like this magician. So I don't know. I'm not really getting like a lot of love energy because I feel like he's just been in such a trash energy. He's just been so strategic that it's like you are ready to manifest love. Like that's what you're actually ready to do. And then he is looking at that and like confused, and it's making him strategic to keep on going with his functioning dysfunction. And so like, is that blocking the truth? He like is wishing for your downfall. This is a man who's like wishing for your downfall. So it's like not actually love, but like, why does it keep coming through love? Is that like the way that he's manipulating? He feels like that's what's going, say love. I'm hearing that by JoJo. Like he feels like he needs to say love. He needs to say that it's love in order to pull you away from this new life and this new group. So you've been warned. Okay. You've been warned. Like this person wants to say love, say that they love you in order to try and lure you back into their trap and betray you again. This person just wants to betray you again. He's an enemy. Their wish fulfillment is to work together, to betray you, and to get you judged. And he's a part of that. Why? He just likes this little game. That's what it is. He just likes this little game of like you being the higher cup, feeling like very defensive about it, being at a distance. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. I'm confused, and I think I'm just asked, like, does he think this other person is his like partner? This is like, they don't. There's not love here either. Like, but I think that this person, like, thinks this is your op, okay? That's like angry, wants you to like lose on things, like wants to destroy like your good karmas and the things that you build. And this person is like following. They're a follower. They follow this person and they have some kind of like idealized thing about that. And they think that there's some kind of like plan about getting some kind of strength. So I feel like these two both are like not strong in some way. Like they're both in lack. And I feel like, so this must have come from a lifetime where they saw you and they wanted something that you had, whether it was like money or something. And they came up with some kind of plan here to like attack you and to try to steal from you. Yeah. And to give you, oh, that's okay. So this energy is devil energy that's turning around on them because they gave you some kind of like offer here. They tried to trap you with some kind of like devil energy and then like leave you sad. But then I think you actually ended up bossing up into the hermit even in that lifetime here as well. And I think these people popped out on the town like this. And that's why this is like now you. So the energy is like entirely turning around on these people. Oh, yeah. And so, like, there you were, and you thought that you had actual love, but all of it was manufactured. You thought you had actual love for these people, or for at least one of these people, but all of it was manufactured. And it prevented, like, maybe you were, like, alone, and, like, out there on an island and feeling alone. And then these two like went to have like some kind of new beginning, and I think that they had some kind of like polished image or something where it looked like they were doing like the Lord's work or something, and it's like they try to take your spiritual inheritance, like is what I'm getting. They try to take your spiritual inheritance like on a spiritual level. This is why I'm using such strong words, I think, like of like demon, depravity. That's what this is, because there's a spiritual inheritance here that they try to take. Like, okay, and for some of you this may have been like, you could have been a masculine in that original lifetime, or because it's like a Jupiter test of like the devil like testing Jesus like on the hill or something like that. And maybe it had to do with a reunion or some kind of marriage, or they lured you in with something and then possibly like left you pregnant. Or so I'm sorry, this is just fascinating me, like what's going on behind the scenes here. That's why I keep pulling cards for this, because I feel like this would really shock you, like who these people are. Really, really would shock you. And they're like, oh my gosh, there's not even love here, like not between the two of them. And it's just, they're just like, like the only thing these people do together is come up with these like, this is literally cartoon villain is what it is. They come up with these like harebrained schemes. And so these are karmics to each other as well. This is what Spirit is saying. They want this group to break apart because they're not doing their spiritual work. They're not even coming from a loving place. They just distract themselves with these harebrained schemes. And it's also like very sadistic. And they like to cause tower moments for people. That's what they like. They feed off of that, these two together. And to leave people like doubting and questioning and comparing themselves. And then they feel this sense of like, oh, but it feels like sociopathic. But now, and they like to destiny swap. They like to destiny steal. And, this is like Bonnie and Clyde. I mean that in a bad way. And they want some kind of like house, or they want kind of some, and really Spirit's trying to get them to see that like their wish fulfillment is like if they would just be the Knight of Wands. Because these two don't even belong together. These people are so nasty. And the energy between them is so nasty. And so one of them could have actually taken money from somebody else. And then, I don't know, that's the truth. That's the truth of these people. And your wish fulfillment is like by yourself and like actually like leaving this situation. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, there's been a ruling. So once you do this, once you realize the truth, and once you cut away from this and realize that your wish fulfillment is by yourself, this is a ruling. There's a ruling coming in, and it's coming in quickly. And then you're going to start to manifest again. You're going to start to manifest like not this decrepit thing, but you're going to start to manifest. Look, there it is. You actually having everything here with the 10 of Pentacles. But it's going to start here. It's going to look like this. And I actually think it might boss up pretty quickly from the Ace of Pentacles. But like you're going to have a really solid new beginning somewhere. And it's, look, there's the sun. Remember I was getting the sun is like shining its light on you? That's what this is. Yes. And this is a process, okay? So you're going to hit different stages of this where you're like, I'm done. I'm finished with this. And then you're going to process a little more. It's like, this came out in another reading, but I'm seeing the Ripple card in like the Kim Kranz deck where it's like everything is kind of a new beginning. Yes, you can look at certain things like this cycle is done, but like really you can look at different moments in the cycle and it's like another cycle into itself. So just like the new beginnings are kind of the endings of things are like that as well, where you're processing further and further away and you don't even realize is what I'm getting. Like you don't even realize the kinds of things that were wrapped into this cycle. It looks like they wouldn't be related, but the way you feel about yourself, balloon making at your cousin's fair, like it's tied into this or something. It's just, so you're going to keep coming up and up and up and up and up out of this. But Spirit is saying, look, it's like the Eight of Pentacles. So, and it's because you're putting in the work here up front and you're starting over, and it's, you know, it's good. It's supposed to feel like that. Okay. Because it's like you planted seeds here and you were tricked. And, yeah. And I just have to tell you, like, if you're jealous, don't be. Like, if you're jealous about these two people, do not be, because they're both stupid. First of all, this is literally like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Okay. They're both literally actually stupid. Like, and on a spiritual level as well. Cause who behaves like this? They're also evil. They're sadists. They don't even like each other. I don't think that I don't think one of them is physically attracted to the other one. And I think it was like whoever you were with, you guys actually had a physical attraction. I think that this person they're attracted to the depravity between the two of them. So there's not really even that, even though, there's a schmegdual energy, but the schmegdual energy is them getting high off of the sadism and them getting high off of like the greed and the power and they get high off of like the message coming out that causes a tower. That's what they get high off of. And then they just ride that one moment. They ride that one moment between the two of them into the sunset. That's really a dark sunset to the gates of hell. I don't know. That's what this really is. So do not feel jealous. These people are trapped. They will have to face themselves and come up out of this. But people are the truth. I feel like you've done this. You've reversed this. You've taken all the energy that they had was like yours and possibly other people's, but you taking this back, it's pulling the rug out from under them actually. And it's like, and this is very much Spirit being like, oh, you like that so much, do you? Well, now the shoe is on the other foot. And these people hate it. Now these people are whining and bitching and moaning, and they feel like, they feel like you deserve, like, you know, some kind of comeuppance because they did all this work to steal from you. These people are literally nuts. And, now that the shoe is on the other foot, they don't like this energy so much, and they should get very comfortable. I'm seeing like the shoe not fitting, the Cinderella slipper not fitting. So they thought that they were going to run off to some kind of, it doesn't fit. And now their foot is going to start to feel that restriction. And, but the shoe's on the other foot. And as it turns out, they don't really like that. And, they thought that they thought they liked the idea of it or something, but then now they're going to be forced. Now I'm seeing somebody try on a shoe that's too small, and now they're forced to walk around in it, and their feet are bleeding and the shoe is cracking and it's a glass slipper. So now they're stepping on the glass. This is what these people are going through, and they are going to go through for a long period of time. And it's kind of like the stumbling on your knees on like little beads of rice until like, that's what this is, because these people have caused a lot of people pain and enjoyed it. And they're like, God, this is like just the best thing ever. And God's like, I'm just so glad you think that, because that's what you get now. For equally as long or times 3, or depending on how bad this is, times 8, times 10. I don't know, but I'm glad you like it so much. Get very comfortable. And that's what's just going on here. They're learning about this energy that they've thrown at people, and I think that they're going to be on the other end of it, where people are just going to of flipping that energy on them. Oh yeah, you have this promotion. Just kidding. God, that felt good. Like, they're really going to be on the other end of it, and they're just going to have to see that this isn't the way. But these people don't have emotions, so yeah, they're and they're going to. Did you see that? Did you see that? They're going to stagnate here. They're going to be stagnant. They're getting a different perspective of this energy, and it's very spiritually sanctioned. And they've got a storm rolling in behind them. Oh my gosh, I feel like this person's looking back to see themselves. I'm seeing this person wrapped up in a cocoon, and it's kind of reminding me of. Shit, like I just heard shit. They're immobilized in some way, because it's reminding me of like a spider wrapping up its like prey, and a spider eats its prey, like it venoms its prey to immobilize it, but then it's still alive to keep it fresh, and then it's gonna slowly eat it over time. And I feel like this person's like, shit, because this person was like focused on you or something here, and they're like, shit, I'm like alive and that thing's gonna eat me. And they realize, it's like they realize too late, and there's no stopping this like cycle once this is happening. And they have to, yeah, the strategic energy is the functioning dysfunction. And they have to see like the love energy, and that's confusing them. Oh my gosh, I think that these people are so fucked in their head that they actually just think that everybody operates this way. They are so fucked in the head. And so I think that somebody here is going to have this realization. That's the love energy that's coming in, actually, like for this masculine. This other person is having to feel like trapped and like the lost. We'll talk about that in a second. But this masculine, that's where the love comes in, because they're going to realize that actually you are the Ace of Cups. You have this really pure divine love to give, and that turns this into the Eight of Cups. And that's why you had to walk away. You had to walk away because there's actual love here. And then this person is going to realize that it's giving them a different perspective on the entire situation. And I feel like that's the tower moment. And then they're going to feel trapped in their situation, but they're also being eaten alive by their own guilt, perhaps, but also whoever it is that they're with. And this doesn't just feel like one person. It feels like now they're the person getting consumed for the energy. You were the person that was getting like gnawed on, and now they are. And whoever they were with is now in this Eight of Swords energy, because they had this narcissistic energy and they're still kind of that way, but I don't think this is going to work anymore, because this is this person playing the victim, and it's like, you have to come rescue me and get me out of this cave. And but they were never in the cave, okay? Because that, it was all a strategy to lure this person in. And I'm seeing that cave in freaking Lord of the Rings, where Frodo is in there in that big giant spider, and it's like this person has woken up in the middle of the cave where they're wrapped up in this like person's yeah. And now so whoever they're with, like this person that's your op, like now they are feeling, it's like, I think certain people are like reflecting this person's truth back at them, and they're also like feeling isolated here, and maybe like a beggar person. I don't know. It feels like something is like worn off here, and now they're like wondering, well, what do I do? And I think like they're wondering what should they do, because they've been caught out in this. They've been caught out in their negative behavior. And so they kind of are being, they don't feel internally like something here needs to change. They just feel strategically like, well, what do I do to get myself out of this situation? Because they want to manipulate, but they are scared that they're seen in that aspect now. So, and they want to cry. I feel like this person just cries and plays the victim here. But they have to let go of a certain friend group, I feel like, or something here. They're supposed to let go of this, like whatever this is. So this person's having a realization. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Like this masculine's having a realization here. And this is the light that Galadriel gave Frodo, where it's like when all other lights go out. And they're like, oh my God, I'm in this cave and I'm fucking wrapped up and that spider is going to come eat me. You know, and they're like all pale and stuff. Like this person's realizing like, shit, and that's my soulmate over there, and I fucked them over so many times. And like that's the realization here. Like, oh my God. And it's this other person's becoming defensive. This other person is becoming defensive. And then this person's like wondering what to do. Yeah, this person's realizing what happened. This masculine's realizing what happened, that they had this higher cup this whole time, and that they were stuck in these like lower dimensions. And so, and then boom, we got Lady Justice. And this person knows it's coming too. Like whoever they cheated with and like went out with, like they are in a real defensive position. So let me just see. This person has to go down a different path. This other person, they're going to be like an outcast, and they have to learn how to be an outcast. And this person has to learn how to stand on their own and make something flourish on their own. That's like the next thing here. And okay, I get it. Yeah. So this person, so this negative female that is your op, they have to go down a different path in life. So this is like, they have to take on, like a scapegoat lifetime of people that maybe they scapegoated. I don't know, maybe it's trans people, maybe it's gay people, maybe it's black people, maybe it's people who speak with a certain accent, whatever it is. I just heard dwarves, you know, whatever it is. But that might be a Lord of the Rings reference as well, because maybe this person was like, I'm an elf, like, and you know how they have like that back and forth, some kind of enemy. Okay, so I get it. So that's it. Like some kind of enemy like camp. So they have to take that on. Somebody that's like outcasted from society, and they have to learn how to be a friend. In that energy and to those people. And I think they will have lifetimes where it's genuinely focused on friendship, and they have to change their views on friendship. Where this masculine, I think, is what this is. They have to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet, create their own abundance, learn how to be alone in that, and actually be a genuine sanctuary, possibly for mothers and children. And like this, there's no sexual contact here at all. But this is somebody who I think is going to work in like a shelter. They're going to build a shelter, because they get off on, I built a sanctuary and like you have to come in here, but I'm in here. Like that was their fucked up version of this. And so they just have to build a sanctuary, and it has to just be a sanctuary. And maybe this person's called to like the cloth, you know, called to being like a pastor or something, but they have to live like very selfless lives, where they're going to make a lot of money, I think, or they'll make enough money, but then they have to, it's Jupiter. They have to use that money for the benefit of the community and very little of it for themselves. Like, I think they'll be stable, and I think they'll live like a good, sweet life. I think they'll pretty much be alone. And that'll be like fulfilling to them. And they're supposed to create this sanctuary for other people and help them find their way, like help them actually craft a path forward. And I just saw that guide in my head. That's what this guide wants for this person. I just heard you have to learn how to become like me. So this masculine, because the guide that I'm seeing is the Jade Emperor. It's strong masculine energy. So this masculine has to learn how to be like him. And the first thing is being selfless and like building something up and not having a thought for yourself and just being like, okay, this person needs this. I have this extra $10. Like, we need 3 more? Like, does anybody else have 3 more? It's okay. I'm going to go see if I can't like clear somebody's twigs in their yard for an extra $3. I'll be right back. Like, it's that kind of energy, you know? And this person over here, they have to love somebody strange. They don't, remember I told you they don't like this person? They really don't. So their path to love is like, this person's always trying to get something out of like who they're partnering with. So maybe they just don't like anybody. This is the person I pick up on in readings that might well be gay, but they don't feel like they can be gay. So, cause their family or something like that. And so that's why they're completely lost as a person, and like where they're trying to go, they feel like they can't go. So they have to overcome that, and they have to love somebody that's different, somebody that's going to cause a happy tower moment. That's this Fool energy, where they're starting this like new path completely over. And yeah. Then I think these two might meet in a life whenever they're ready. And it's going to bring up, like, they're not going to have sexual contact with each other because it's literally nasty. Like, it literally should never have happened to begin with. Because there's something, I kind of feel like this person might be gay. And, like, you're with this person and it's a heterosexual relationship. It's something that extreme, okay? Or you just know that you and this person have, like, the entire, like, different whatever. And I think that's supposed to warm your heart a little bit, because like they're acting like, oh, it's like this sexual energy, and like, yo, like that person doesn't even like D, like, you know, and I think they're over sexual. I think like whoever this is like over sexualized, because they don't actually like it, you know. But this other person's not picking up on it because they're just too busy trying to be manipulative. I just feel like that's your win. I feel like that's your actual win. It's like, oh my gosh, like that person literally has to be like, you know, every night. And they're like, yeah, they're such a freak. Like this person is such a friend. And you're like, internally, this person's like, ugh, I'm crying. But yeah, so it's going to be like some kind of like secret energy, something here like that. And yeah, and this person is going to see this person very clearly. And this person's going to turn away from actual love, because they're going to see like in this person that they could manipulate this person, and that this person is also a good they have some kind of skill that they could exploit. They're going to have to see that. They're going to have to see that this masculine has some kind of skill that they could exploit, but this person's already in love, actually. And they're going to turn away from that. Okay, so they might actually go to this person's sanctuary and or like see it or pass by it. And Maggie Moon, thank you so much for the super chat. And they're going to have to say like, they're going to realize that they could start this cycle over again. That it's like, but they're just going to have to confront their own like moon energy, their own lack, because this person was in lack, which is why they tried to grab onto this person to begin with, this masculine, this feminine that's obsessed with you felt in lack compared to you. And I actually think they might have had a crush on you, even if this person's in your family or something. And they like wanted to be you. So that's what caused them they were in lack energy, and that's what caused them to deal with this masculine in the first place. So they're going to be in lack again. They might have to go to this guy's sanctuary. He's like not even looking. He's focused on what it is that he's doing. But it's going to bring up these like fears and illusions, and it's going to be seen here. And they're not even going to have contact with each other, which is, these two are people who should never have had contact with each other, actually. Their bond is only formed on lack. And that's why they enjoy the sadism so much. This came out in another reading where I explained this in fuller detail, but that's why they like the sadism so much, is because when other people lose, that's when they win. And that's like the only time they associate with their winning, because they've approached winning in the wrong way. So, and then it's going to clear the air, and then they're going to turn around and they're going to go be with their actual love. And then this masculine is going to boss up into their strength. And then this, I actually think this feminine, their love is actually going to leave in the same way. So that's the karmic path, I feel like, before these people. And then they're going to go through this feminine is going to go through the same process that you just went through. And it could even be that their person goes over here like with this masculine and actually takes the bait of, but yeah, and he's going to have to see that somebody here is like sneaking around him. and then try to overcome that. So this has already gone on for a long period of time, but it's because I feel like I just tapped into something that I didn't usually. And it's like the soul stuff behind because this Jade Emperor came through. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Pile number 3. We went a long ways. Oof, something just like grabbed me. Oh, I feel like it's a Jade Emperor, like put his hand on my shoulder. Yeah. So we're talking about what they regret. So that's in the future. I feel like we were given the tour of like their regrets. They're going to live your regrets. I feel like they're going to have to go through this of like, I wish that I would have. They're each going to in their own kind of like way. And they're going to receive lessons to where they could make different decisions and like break that karmic cycle sooner than all of it needing to necessarily play out. But I don't know. Anyways, that was that for pile number 3. So I'm going to leave that there. Should we do a general message real quick? Because that was so long. Janae, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Jess, for your guidance and insight. By calling on our guide in this and helping us process, I can feel how you've shifted the energy in this. Your light is like an enema to me. LOL, clearing out all of this shit. Oh my gosh. I think this is the second time that I've been compared to an enema, and it just feels really good, actually. It's like, it's a sweet compliment, funny enough. Thank you for calling me an enema, Janae. Yeah. He's gay. Yeah, like I feel like somebody here, it's that level of these two don't like each other and are not attracted to each other. Like it's like one of them is gay and the other one's like trying to flash them around like there's some kind of sexual prize or something. And they're like, yeah, this person's so freaky. The reason they're freaky is because they're not leading with their inner space. So they'll just kind of do what anybody else wants them to do because they don't know what they're like, I don't know, I'm not straight. So if you tell me that this is what straight people do, then like this is what I think straight people do. It kind of like feels like that. They don't have an actual like sense for their sex drive actually, because they knew that they were attracted to some kind of energy, and it wasn't that. And I think that there's a frustrated sexual energy with this person and why they're obsessed with you. And why they want to destroy things for you. This is a sexual energy that's become very destructive. And so that's why they want to take from you is because they're not attracted to men or women or whoever you're attracted to. They're just not attracted to them. So that's why they're looking at you to see who you're attracted to. And they're like, okay, I think that's how straight people do it. Okay. Like, because they see that you're looked at a certain way. So it literally has nothing to do with this masculine. I just have to keep telling you that. And this masculine's like, this person's so freaky. It's because they don't like your D at all. And they also don't like your body. They don't like your body type. They don't like your body shape. Like, sorry, that's what you get for fucking around. You find out. That's literally what it feels like, is going on here. That's what he gets for, operating from strategy. That's what strategy will get you. Cause there's things that you can't like sense out and he's not sensing anything. So anyways, wonderful karma. Amen. Okay. So let's just see any messages. Okay, just keep going. I just heard just keep swimming, just keep swimming. With this Knight of Pentacles, this is one foot in front of the other. This is also Critica energy for me, which is the orphan. I think some of you are having to cut free of something here and kind of take a path alone, or it might look like the lonely road, but it's going to be so fulfilling here. And you might even gain some level of prominence, or get known for something. And I think that, with this horse energy, it's like you are restricting yourself in some way, but this is good because you're learning some kind of discipline. So you're able to tend whatever field that is around you. And it's the birthplace of the sun. So I feel like you are birthing your own sun energy, your own personality energy, your career, your philosophies, but you're at the beginning because it's like something needed to be uprooted and like deaded first in order for you to be ready even. And I feel like in deading the energy, like whatever this was, you actually you've gained some kind of skills. And I think part of it is manifestation skills. Cause I think your karmas are better because it cut down some kind of like negative, gnarly, nasty tree. And I feel like your karmas are actually better. So you're actually able to manifest in things that are not counterfeit. They don't appear to be something that they're not. And yeah, somebody else here is like feeling anxious, but you're encouraged to be in your Queen of Swords energy. Stay in your logic. You've made your decision. Stick by it, and you need to protect your heart in this space. Somebody is trying to clear the air with you. We've covered this in the reading. This is what Spirit's trying to get across to you. Somebody's trying to clear the air. You've made your decision. Stay firm in that decision. This is a group that kind of needs to be reminded because, like I said, this cycle is old. It's very old, so it's like a very well-worn path. But you're just encouraged to, and I feel like this is mostly like my function and other tarot readers functions and all of our functions is to just keep reminding you the truth of this situation, because the well-worn path here, the feeling energy associated with this, it kind of goes in the other way. And so you're overcoming that. And just be patient with yourself. And I feel like you're going to have your nights like this where it feels you're going to have your self-doubts and you're going to doubt yourself. Like, is this the right path? But it is. Yeah, you're feeling you are on the road to redemption is what I'm getting. Like you feel a certain kind of way right now. Maybe there's even money issues. And you're trying to follow your intuition. This is this guide here as well. Like, they're telling you that it's going to be so good. It's going to be so happy. This painful ending. Okay, so this is a painful ending, but this ending is for good and you will not suffer anymore. So long as you don't go back into that cycle, you're through like the most painful part of it and you will not experience that again. That's the promise of this spirit guide. You are not going to experience that again, because remember what I told you in pile 3? Whatever you build is going to be the real thing. Just hold tight here to this Queen of Swords. And I feel, yeah, this person really wants your attention. They really are trying to get your attention. I'm just putting all those cards over here on this side of it. But there's another, look, this person is the Knight, but there's an actual King of Wands that's coming through here. And they actually want to build with you. This is like the new energy that's coming through. And just hold tight to fate. Hold tight to it, because you are transforming. And this is the real Two of Cups. And you might not even realize this person is like looking at you because you might feel kind of raggedy. I think I've told you all this before. And Spirit is saying you need to understand. We keep telling you the path is a circle, and you keep just saying that the path is a straight line and that you just want to like phoenix up out of this. And you're equating phoenixing up out of this with like being on a straight line. The path is a circle. So accept that. The path is never not going to be a circle. But your job is to make sure that the circle doesn't go round and round, like revolve. You need to evolve up out of something. It's still going to be a circle where you're going around, because your soul is learning certain things in this lifetime and you're getting better and better and better at it. So just make sure that you don't just keep repeating the 8th grade. Just try to make sure that you're repeating you're going to the 9th grade and the 10th grade. And then, that's, and so when they're coming through and it feels like the path is a circle, just know the path is a circle for everybody. And that, to be easy on yourself and to really, don't have a chip on your shoulder about this, like better than God and that the path should be linear. It's not linear. So you kind of need to just accept like that the path is a circle and that you're learning certain things and that you're learning it from a higher level, and that's just, it's naturally part of the process. And that is actually what's going to lead you to this Queen of Pentacles. Because for me, I always repeat the basics. Like I always go back to the basics. Like I'll learn more and more and more. And then like I like to just always go back to the basics. And I feel like that's kind of what Spirit's trying to tell you. Like you're not regressing if you like are going back over like the basics of this new structure, because you're laying the foundation here. And that's the hardest part. Because it's new and you've had to break away from this other cycle. So you're laying the foundation is the hardest part, and nothing's wrong. That's what they're trying to like impress upon you. You have to know what this is and how to look at it so that you know that nothing's wrong and that nothing should be different. Because when you start to think that progress looks different than what it actually looks like, that's when you sabotage yourself and you fuck up, or because you think something should be moving faster, or you think it should be moving in a certain way. But you're learning a different thing here, and they're just asking you to submit to this like process. Yeah, they're warning you about a message. There's a message that's coming in. It's devil energy, and it's wanting to suck you back into this old soul pod that's not really your soul pod. They just keep saying that. Just keep going. Just keep going. So there might be multiple attempts at this with this like message energy. But just keep going. Stand in your strength. And your strength is beautifully vulnerable, but also like strong and leadership oriented and no nonsense, and protect your heart. You have such a beautiful heart. That's what Spirit's saying. You have such a beautiful heart here. And yeah, okay, so a lot of you don't know the path like for you to be successful, but the path is just following your heart and like trusting your beautiful heart. And it might feel like you're kind of going back and forth, but it's like surrendering to the process. And that's different than apathy. And if you don't know the difference, I feel like you're learning the difference, like actually in real time. And there could be an argument here, but it's you having this certain argument is you building your good karmas and balancing out here. Also, some of you, like this new person that's coming in, it might start off with an argument. I'm not saying it's like some kind of knock them down argument, but it might be like a little tiff or something. And then that person's like, wow. And then like you leave from that argument place. And then that person's like, wow, what a woman, or something like, I don't know, something like that. And they actually kind of like it, because I don't think that it was like bad or wrong or rude or anything. Okay, but that's what the spirit is saying is like you're learning to be in a different energy too, because you were wrapped up with these strategic people. And I think you were also in a strategic energy yourself in the past but your strategy was like you always had to be polite and you always had to keep your shit together. But it was in a wrong way where it was like not authentic to yourself. And you were always the one that had to like bridge the gap for these other people to excuse their raggedy ass behavior instead of them learning how to make actual amends and learning how to actually change their behavior and take responsibility for themselves. So you are outside of that. And so I feel like you'll know that you've healed when you actually like maybe even have an argument with this like person that's like maybe you find attractive and there's like a thing between you and you actually stand up for yourself or you're like, no, you're not interested in pleasing them. And funny enough, that's actually the thing that makes this person feel like they can trust you or that they like you or it catches their interest or something. And it's because I'm hearing from 27 Dresses, it's like, you're not just the same old bridesmaid anymore, Jane. Like you stood up for yourself. Was that absolutely certifiably nuts? Yes, it was. But at least you did something. Like, you know, you're breaking out of like, I'm not being this curated, perfect version of myself because that's the energy that enabled these people to like leech off of your energy. And for that cycle to go around again. And it might surprise you that you're like, no, I don't like that. Or no, I don't want that. Or they do something that upsets you and you just like, you're very matter of fact or something. And I feel like that's actually, it might be the energy. Yeah, it gets this person interested in you or like thinking about you. It doesn't feel like toxic or negative or anything. Yeah, they have this like fiery passion for you and they're just like, huh? Like what? And then they kind of are wanting to get your attention. And yeah. And possibly they feel left out in the cold. And I feel like that might be some kind of new beginning here. But it's like causing like a close to a cycle. And I actually think that it's going to be reintroduce you to your childlike nature in some kind of way. Or like a happiness, like kind of a second childhood or something, like in a good way. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Jill says, hit that like button. I used to scream, I hate your plan. Now I say you're brilliant. I love your plan. Oh my gosh, literally me too. Like, cause I can remember certain nights, like specific nights where I was really in the thick of it. And I was like, I think that God is like a fake. I think God is a fraud. Like, I think that I am just being like messed around with, but then, and I just kept hearing like, this will all make sense one day. Like it really will. So just like keep putting your head down, keep trusting. And it went on forever, ever, ever. And then now I literally like just find myself being like, I can't believe this is my life. Like, I can't believe that I like went through all of that. I can't believe that I am this person now. Like, I'm really, really happy. I'm genuinely happy. And I have things that I've always wanted to have and they are real. And it's like, so I think this is the note that we're supposed to end it on of like, I feel maybe I was just like a couple of steps ahead of you in the journey. And I think I'm just meant to be your beacon on the hill here. Your little Anurada star of no, it really does work actually. Like it's a long, mine was like a long path. But then one day I just woke up and I have the life that I always wanted to have. And I had things that I didn't even understand that I needed, you know, in order to actually heal my heart and actually to feel loved genuinely and to feel protected genuinely. And I never could have thought that. Like if I was in my strategic brain, and I'm supposed to tell some of you this as well, like with the manifesting, when you're in your strategic brain and you think, I need this or I need that in order to be happy, try letting go of that and just give it to God and give it to this guide and say, you actually know what I need to be happy. You know what I need to be whole. You know what I need to heal more than me. And when I hit that place, that's when things really started to change for me. And I'm telling you, my life looks very different than the life that I thought of. So if I was going to manifest through some kind of strategic energy, I would have fucked myself over and not even realized it. Because like I said, I even like recently in these last like couple weeks, I've been like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that I needed that. But I realized that I needed that. And without that, I never would have fully healed because I never would have actually been able to believe in love. I never would have believed that it was actually real, you know? And so, there's certain things where like hindsight is 2020 and you hate to kind of admit it. Like, okay, I actually did need that kick in the ass, or I really actually did need that. I really actually did. Okay. And did it hurt? Yes, it did. But am I better now? Yes. Would I do it again? Reluctantly, but yes, you know, I would, because I see the point of it now, where when I was going through it, I didn't see the point of it because I didn't understand clearly where I was, like what I was actually involved in and the truth of the people around me. And therefore I could never have navigated myself out of that. And so you got a lot to be thankful for, or you will in the future. And it's really just coming from this place of like absolute love. And it feels like spirit guide energy. It feels like trust me. I just keep hearing that trust me. And once it feels like if you go through this process where this guide helps you out, gets you out of this, there's so much love and there's so much loyalty and it comes from a real place. Like, I think you kind of can't believe that this guide just loves you, you know? The long trek through the flames, decades of that are now over. Bring on the magic. Keep your hearts kind and loving and strong, darlings. Yes. And that does mean maybe having to get fierce with some people and saying, like, you can't be around me because I always have to keep my guard up. If someone like you is going to be around me, it's like I picked you and sacrificed myself. And, you know, then I can't fully be in the flow of love. You know, that's what it feels like is kind of going on. But there's a live tomorrow on Patreon. Yes. Yes. My guide is my grandpa. Aw. Okay, well, and thank you guys for going through this process, because I also feel like I have had to clarify myself on certain issues, like of things that I feel like are right or wrong, and because I feel like I'm supposed to stand up for people who have not been stood up for, and that's a clarifying experience, and the people who like really saw no fault in what it is that they are doing need to see the fault in what it is that they're doing, and that is the best way. And, you know, I don't know. But just thanks for being a part of my own journey as well. I know I say that, but I really do mean that. So there is a live stream tomorrow, and it is on what traits have you suppressed and why. So we have that. Righteous anger. And we do sell candles if you guys are interested. And the link is in the scrolly thing, ninewoods.etsy.com. If you're interested in those, if you feel drawn to them as a part of your journey. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. All right. I'm always weird signing off here, but I'm going to go get my food. Why are you almost scared of the soothing one? Well, because I just feel like it kicks up a lot of like stuff. I just really wasn't prepared for all of that and part of it maybe is like my own hubris, because I just feel like I'm a person who I'm engaged in this. I'm always shocked whenever it brings up certain things, but, so I don't know. I was just surprised at like the emotionality that like it brought up and the clarity around certain things, because I think I was telling you guys, we've been crafting these candles and I've just been a channeling machine, like in terms of these messages that have been coming through. And I was just really surprised by all of that. But then also like my own just emotionality that felt not related to my present circumstances, because the auric soothe one is there's spell work in there and intention setting that's meant to cleanse your auric field. So I really thought about it because I wanted to do the cord cutting candle, which I did, like the cord cutting, the truth serum. And that's supposed to like highlight the truth and everything. But that's just like the cords and really like things that are over time, they can get imprinted in your auric field. At least that's what I believe. And I'm told that we manifest from our auric field. And so I just kind of thought I want like to kind of launder my auric field, you know, like be able to like cleanse it out. And so I was setting like that kind of intentionality behind it. And I thought that it was just going to be like a fun, lighthearted process, but it was just like heavier. There was more like kind of gunk, I guess, that was just there. And it just started to kind of like kick up all around me. And I just wasn't prepared for that. And I know that like it's processing and I'm getting lighter, and there's a lot of soothing energy that does come through. It's very gentle, but it is also very like intense. It's heavy. So, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of caught me off guard, the heaviness of it, like that it's heavy. I don't know why it did. It just did. What is the name of that candle? That one is Auric Soothe. And maybe you want to do the cord cutting candle first. At least that's like how I thought of it in my mind. It basically purged you. Nice. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. I'm burning the truth cord cutting. I love that. I love that like we're creating that energy here, because there's just strong intention in those candles. So, all right, well, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see some of you if you're on Patreon. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, and we'll do this all over again about the traits that you have suppressed, which actually kind of ties in nicely with this one, because we kind of ended that talking about like you were in your own strategic energy of being like very polite, and it was actually holding that cycle in place. So, all right, I'll see you guys then, and toodaloo.